Welcome, welcome, guys. How y'all doing? This is D Darrell at the Conscious Clientele. I am basically operating from Twitch and also operating from D Darrell the Rebirth. I am here at the Lowe's right now. I'm trying to hook up some stuff in my backyard. Appreciate everybody for coming in. Shout out to Scarlett. Shout out to Poetic Flacco. Scarlett said, "I'm actually 5'9". Scarlett say, I'm 5'9". Me too." Okay, I guess we got that in common too, Scarlett. What's up? What's up, Stefan Gaetano? How y'all doing? I'm just looking at a few things. I got some things I want to get. Uh, Getting ready to spend some money. You know, you got family, you got to spend that money. So I'm gonna be spending this money, and I'm looking for some things that I want to get. And I'm gonna be here for a little bit. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here for a little bit while we talk and chop it up for a little bit. I'm definitely gonna be here to discuss things and see how this goes. What's up, Miss T Pre in the house? What's up, Stefan? He says nice coverage. Appreciate that, man. I had fun yesterday, guys. You know, chopped it up. Umar and he's right now. He's in Umar is in Dallas right now. I think he probably just finishing up. He started around 2 o'clock. Technically, his lectures probably last about um, his lectures typically last around 2 hours, and then he has another hour where he does Q&A per se. So I think he had everything seemed like it's gonna work out. I think he had much success. So we definitely I definitely wish him the best on that. So um I hope he's able to raise some money and stuff like that. I'm actually gonna give a nice donation. I'm gonna actually try to go to FDMG September the 11th. If my schedule permits it, I'm definitely going to attempt to go and support. I'm gonna try to bring my son. I like to bring my son with me to different events. You know, so I'm hoping I can do that. I actually like this. This is pretty cool. You should have one like this. So I'm looking at some umbrellas, man. I gotta trying to get my backyard tight. Um, it's just 178. I'm trying to get my backyard together where I want to be able to hang out. I'm gonna try to do content a little bit when I'm backyard. Yeah, man. Hopefully, man. If you all come out there, man. If Flacco, if everybody can come out, I'm gonna be out there, man. I'm gonna try to be out there. If I know that we all can meet up, I'm definitely gonna try to make it a point to clear out my schedule so that we all can all meet and have a good time. So if we can do that, I mean, um, Umar said that Wilmington is only 30 minutes from where he lives in Philadelphia. So for those living in the area, I forgot how small the states are in the Northeast. So um, if we can do that, man, it'll be great. If we can get it going, if we can get everybody to agree for those that want to come, or no pressure on anybody's on any part, but it would be nice. It definitely would be nice. Um, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We're gonna see how that goes. So I'm debating on getting this umbrella. I'm looking at all this different stuff. This actually would be ideal. But for this, I can get a bigger uh, tent outside. So she said I'd come since I live in Delaware. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try to come out, man. I'm really gonna look at what I got going on. I know my son um, has a my son has a game. I know he has a game going on. He typically has a game, but I'm gonna see if I can arrange some things where I can go. If not, I can fly out in the morning, or I fly out that night, and we can all go out. If he's able to come, if not, I'll just come by myself. But I like to bring my son with me. I like to bring my son with me when I go places. particularly something educational like that, because I want to expose him to that. I think it's good for him to be exposed to that. So this is a 10-foot red umbrella. So I'm gonna just say, guys, what's up, Tiffany? How you doing? I'm gonna bring the I'm gonna go ahead and open the panel up again, guys. Congratulations to Dr. Umar on a good showing yesterday. I was happy that I was able to give you all live coverage. I was happy that you all could um, see everything and see him live in person. Well, not in person, but see him live. Um, I don't think anybody has done that in the sector. So I was happy to have done that. Good to see Tiffany. What's up, Spot 'em, Shot 'em? Spot 'em is crazy. If you're looking at the best troll in the sector, Spot 'em, Shot 'em. That's the best troll. Spot 'em, Shot 'em is wild. So I'm gonna get some help, man, because I want to make sure I get the right umbrella. I can look at this 10x6, but that one actually is better. It's a better umbrella. I actually think this would actually work if I can get the color. If I can get the right color, I think that'll work. So they got different. They don't have as many big ones. They got blue and they got brown. I may just pony up and get this um, umbrella, whatever. So, guys, like I said last night, it was again another good showing and so forth. Um, Again, it was definitely fun doing 2 live streams. Give me 1 second. Excuse me. Does anybody can help me with the umbrellas? I'm trying to choose something.
How can I help you?
Yeah. Give me a sec, guys. I'm actually looking for like whatever colors. I like that one. That one looks. Do you have that? I want to buy the umbrella separate. I don't want to buy it with the table and everything.
Oh yeah, we have it separately. So that one right there.
Do you have different colors? That's the only color you have.
Like that one only comes in that color.
It only comes in that color.
Yeah, for that square one.
Okay. Do you have? What about the 10x6.5? Do you have it in a different color besides the blue?
No. So what you see right here
Is all you have?
Smaller, yeah. So, but like we have this one. It's the same color, but it's just a little smaller. It's a square instead of a rectangle.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so it's based on the shape and color.
Yes, sir. But I'll have to let you know right now we're actually completely sold out of all umbrella stands.
All the stands?
Yes, sir. So I have umbrellas, but we don't have the weighted stands. Somebody bought all of them.
Somebody bought them all? See, I went to another one and they told me to come here to get the.
We have umbrellas. Oh, actually, look at that. We got 3 in.
Okay. Does it matter which?
Well, if you get like a bigger umbrella, like some of these bigger ones, you're gonna want to stand heavier than that.
Okay.
Unless you put like
like this one. I really like that one.
Yeah. Then you could use. Let me see. I don't see that. Let me scan it and see if it has it.
Guys, you can get the link.
All right, we're sold out of this one.
You sold out of it?
Yes, sir. Let's see.
Do you have any other location that may have them or may have everything? Because I went to one and
right here it says the closest one that's gonna have anything is Pasadena.
Has everything?
They have 4
in Pasadena.
Yeah, and I'll see if they have umbrella stands as well.
Okay. For that, does that size require that one or it requires another one?
It will say on the box what it recommends, but I mean it's in it right now. But you may want to do a bigger one if it's windy, because it might blow it over.
Okay. Hey guys, you want to get the link? You can go get the link.
It's not saying they don't have any stands, so you may want to grab a stand and grab the umbrella you want.
Okay. So you don't have the 10 by. You only got the 10x6 in a blue.
Yeah.
The 10x6.5.
I have it.
Now, what's the diameter for that one?
It's the same thing. It's right here. It's just the red.
It's a 10x6.5.
Yeah, well, they only say 10 foot, but it's technically 7 foot by 10. But it's
a 7 by 10. It's just a little.
It's pretty much the same thing, but they literally market it just.
It looks wider though.
It does.
And that's the only color it comes in, huh?
Yeah. So this one, it's like just red.
Okay.
It doesn't even have an option to choose or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people come in like, can I get this in blue or white or
Yeah,
whatever? And
yeah, exactly.
I'm like, sorry, but
That's
no.
all they have, huh? So I can just go ahead and get the 10 by 6.5. Now, which one is the 10 by 6.5 is there one in here like that
No,
one?
we don't have one of these. We don't
That's
have
up?
those up, no.
Okay.
Because it's going to be like a squarish rectangle shape, you know? So
All right.
it's literally that one, but just a tiny bit smaller.
Bit longer.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna get that, and does it come with that one? I need a big one.
You have to buy that umbrella
That
set
and this
separately.
together.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Sounds good.
Do I have something I can
Yeah, they'll have some card socials right out there.
get them and put them?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna just go ahead and get that. All right. Thank you. Okay, guys. Yeah, I want to get the link. You can get the link. I put the link out there for guys that want to come up and talk and chat with me. We're gonna talk about. He said Pasadena Godfather come in Cyprus. They have everything. Yeah, I see that. So I got to get a cart. Man, you know how far Cyprus is from me? Cyprus, that's like that's like 45 minutes to an hour. Be more. So I'm getting a cart right now to get the umbrella, and I'm gonna get this. Damn, I don't even see the damn thing. Oh, the cart. Okay, I got it. He said, "Don't buy the whole store." What's up, living life to the fullest? Yeah, I'm shopping. Hey guys, get the link. I did put the link up there for anybody that wants to come up. We're going to discuss today, guys. Who is Pan African, man? Who is like how Pan African is this sector? I think that's something we need to discuss. I mean, let's really get to this, man. Like, there's a lot of people in this sector that are just here just to be here. I want to know who's really Pan African, who really wants to be, in regards to supporting the concepts and values of someone who's Pan African. Hey, Queen,
Hi.
how you doing? You looking beautiful today?
Thank you.
Looking
Thank you.
glamorous. What's up, baby?
Nothing much. Just wanted to say hello to you. That's all. I just want to say hello to
Yeah.
everybody. It's been a while since I've been on. I just wanted to, stop in and say hello.
Yes, yes, I see that. So what's been going on with you lately?
Nothing much. Just working, really. Work has been demanding now that we're full speed back in the office. I'm no longer working from home like we used to.
Right, right.
So, yeah, I'm getting
I
caught
know how
up.
that is.
Hmm.
And definitely you out in the field doing a lot of community work and so forth, right?
Absolutely. Plus, running a business on the side. So, my time is not my own. So, I've been very, very busy.
Okay. Did you catch the live or the replay of me meeting Dr. Umar? We were talking and so forth.
Yes, I did. I saw that, and I'm really, I'm really, really glad that if you guys get a chance to, do
The
the
interview? Yeah,
yeah,
we're gonna do
that would
we're
be
gonna try to do
awesome.
a pre-recorded interview. That's what we're gonna he said that's what he's willing to agree to that.
That's cool.
Yeah, so what I plan to do is I'm gonna contact him by his the cell phone number he put in the book because he basically signed the book to me and the conscious clientele to
Oh,
everybody.
nice.
And
With Dr. Umar Johnson?
yeah, so I'm gonna contact him and try to set up whatever whatever his pre-recorded fee is or whatever. I'm gonna pay him for that, and I told him and I had to clarify for him, Tiffany, that hey, we're not gonna talk about the sector youth because he was really like he watches the sector, but he really doesn't want to do interviews with the sector.
Wait, wait, wait,
That's
wait, wait, wait.
he kind of had like a
D
perspective like
Darrell.
YouTubers, man. He kind of shook his head and was like these guys, And I told him, I said, look, we'll do a now, when I told him we strictly gonna talk about mental health, he was totally into that. So I told him I'm not gonna talk about stuff about you, this, your personal, the school, which is true. Which is really, to be honest with you, if I ever had a chance to really meet and talk to him, that's really what I would be talking to him about. I
Yeah.
mean, I think that's what we have the most in common, being that we both, are in this field. So um, I plan to really have that with them. I'm going to try before the weekend is over with. I'm going to text them or email them or whatever, and I'm going to try to solidify a appointment, a meeting with him at least. Hopefully within the next month or two, we can schedule an audio where I'm just basically talking to him over the phone, or we could do a pre-recorded something over StreamYard, something like that. So that's my goal. So I,
That'd
I
be
think it'll
awesome.
happen. I think he'll be open to that.
It'd
All
be
right.
good if you guys could not just do one video, but different topics on mental health, because that's really what's much needed in our community.
Yeah, right,
You
right.
know, more than all this fuckery that's going on in the sector, we really need to address the mental health of global Africans. There's so many topics that can be discussed. And
Right,
both
right.
two black male clinicians on the same panel, I'm telling you, I would be very, very interested to hear
Yeah,
what you have to say.
and one of the main topics that I want to talk to him about is the misdiagnoses of our kids. That's
Oh,
that's one of the main
yes.
topics. And I think when he talks about special education, the special education um, itself comprised of people, you know, diagnosing kids and labeling them to certain disorders and certain labels that have a long-term detrimental effect. And they never, I think there's not enough research that deals with how kids develop out, or they basically mature out of those learning disabilities, because there are
Yes.
kids who are diagnosed. You may be diagnosed with something at 8 years old, but at 12 you no longer, you've been corrected. And I think that there are a lot of kids, they stick you in there for till you like for the duration of your high
No,
school, middle
until
school
you're
career,
an
and
adult.
that's a problem.
Until you're adult out of high school. That's when they
Yeah,
keep you
so
on. Once
so so
once
that
once you head to college, they don't really focus on it no more. But
yeah
once you're
so
at pre-K to 12, yeah, you're gonna be stuck. Once they put you as that, you remain there until you finish high school.
and the thing about it is, I think a lot of parents don't understand the power that they have to prevent these things from happening. They just kind of submit themselves to whatever the school says needs to
Right.
happen, and they don't look at you know things that they can do legally. And a lot of schools get away with a lot of things because they just trust the school system to do
Mhm.
everything for them without necessarily educating themselves. So I definitely
Hey,
want to
T-Rev,
definitely tackle that. Yeah.
did you get the thing? The
What'd you
thing
say?
did you get the thing? Remember I text
Yeah,
you?
I got. Oh yeah, I got your
Okay,
book, man. I bought two books. I bought one for myself, and I got you one, Chaos Rain. I
okay,
was just gonna actually let you know that I got your book, and I
okay.
can let me know how I can reach you to mail it to you.
I'll text you. Okay.
Okay.
Did he sign it or just did he just bought it? Because normally he just signs the
He
books.
just, I gave him one book to sign. I ain't know if he
Okay, cool,
sent
cool.
him
That's
two.
fine. That's fine. That's cool. All right.
Yeah.
Let me jump down because I got my own little thing to do right now. I just came up here to see what was the scope. I'm saying,
Okay.
but I think Dr. Omar will do a live stream with you in person. I don't think he's gonna do no pre-record. He's gonna do it
Okay.
straight live, no
Okay.
chaser. Okay?
Yeah, but he
Because
he
if you say you want that, I guarantee you, he'll obligate you because the way how you go about it, yeah, he's gonna grant that wish.
he's what?
If you ask him to do a stream on your channel, he will come up and do a live stream. Trust me, he will do it. He will do it.
Yeah, it has to be. He'll do it pre-recorded, I think.
Why? Cause he don't want nobody to come up. That's why you think pre-core be better.
Can you hear me, Chaos?
You sound faint. Go ahead.
Okay, it's probably because I'm outside the wind, but like I was saying, I'm gonna touch bases with him to create something, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully in the next week or two, if I'm able to contact him, or he responds back, I can have something set up.
All right. Let me jump off.
So I'll just see how it goes. Yeah. So yeah, Tiff. So and I think I know he went live. I think he did a video the day he was in Dallas.
Mhm.
He was at this matter of fact, where he was at today is off of Spring Valley. That's like maybe 2 or 3 miles from where my business was located. He's not that far from where my office was located when I was in Dallas. So he's kind of like in the north side of Dallas right now. So he's probably just finishing up on on the lecture or probably doing a Q&A right now. He started around 2 o'clock. So he
That's
had a
cool.
busy schedule.
Yeah, Doc is always very busy, you know.
Right,
So yeah,
right.
I'm glad you guys were able to, you know, chit chat it up.
Yeah, man. So I was definitely, cool. And again, man, we had again, I just want to say, for people that think that people are not supporting, there were lots of people who supported. That was a line. I waited almost maybe 40 minutes after it was over with, waiting in line where people were buying his books. So people are people are supporting him. So for those that think he's not getting that support, you sadly mistaken. I want them to understand all that stuff that these people have done in this sector to try to defame his name and so forth. People are overlooking that, and they are continuing to support him, spiritually and financially. So, and
Yes,
there's a lot of people in there, and it wasn't just for those that think, oh, it's just Dr. Umar, just it's mainly single mothers, and no, there was a lot of men in line. The male line was just as long as the female line to buy the book. So,
mm,
I mean, he's basically, um, being much celebrated by everybody in our culture. So, but yep. So, other than that, so my topic today, Tiff, I want you to just kind of ask the question. I'm wanting it to discuss about, who's really Pan African, who really subscribes to being Pan African in this sector. You have a lot of people doing a lot of foolish stuff, a lot of craziness in this sector. They doing a lot of drama, but my thing is like, who's really Pan African? Who really wants to live this? Who really, you know has this mindset? Who really has a Pan African mindset?
honestly, in my opinion, the only Pan Africans that I know that's in this sector is you and me.
Wow.
I don't know any other ones. I'm keeping it a buck right now. A lot of people are, are a different type of political affiliations, and they esteem their religion over Pan Africanism, which is not Pan African.
Right.
There's a certain criteria you got to meet in order to be Pan African, and I have yet to meet anyone else. And correct me if I'm wrong, in this sector, who is Pan African outside of you and me, and unapologetic at that. We unlock. We unlock as Pan African. I'm sorry, that's three. My apologies, We unlock. I forgot about you. You are in the sector. That's three that I mentioned right now. That's Pan African.
Yeah. To be honest with you, um, there's really not a whole lot of Pan Africans. We have Africans in this sector that are not even Pan African.
Right, exactly. Some of the biggest coons I know are African from the continent.
I mean, we have some Africans in here that are not Pan African. There's a brother that I know. He's not in the sector a whole lot. K Coaching is Pan African. He's from Nigeria, but
See, so
he has,
Red Pill asked me about C Rock. I would not. I would agree that C Rock is Pan African, but I would not say he's in the sector because he left.
yeah,
So
again left the sector. Yeah,
yeah, he been left the sector. So Red Pill, you are correct. C Rock is Pan African, but he's not in this sector. D, you said who in this sector is Pan African.
right.
So a lot of people like to use the terminology Pan-African, and they really don't understand that there are core concepts that you have to check off the list in order to be considered Pan-African.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's just my opinion. But other people may or may not agree, and that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, one of the reasons I brought this up is because for those on the I'm like, so I have to question those who claim they're pro Umar but not Pan African. That to me, I'm not saying you have to. You don't. I'm not saying that it's a must or it's a necessity to be Pan African. But my thing is that Umar preaches and celebrates Pan Africanism every time he speaks.
Yes.
And so, I mean, he says, I'm the Prince of Pan Africanism. I'm so forth. So I'm like, I'm just curious of these people that say they support them, but they're not Pan-African. When the purpose of Pan-Africanism is to bridge a relationship with Africa.
Yeah, I'm going to answer living life to the fullest's question. Living life to the fullest says, is there a difference between being pro-Black and Pan-African? Absolutely.
Yeah, it is.
There's a
It is a
big,
difference.
huge, gigantor difference, baby. A person who's Pan-African understands that there's no difference between any African in the diaspora, that nations and languages and colonization does not define us, that we're all one. A pro-Black person is just a pro-Black person. You can be pro-Black, but not like your Nigerian brothers and sisters and see them as a brother and sister under the umbrella of Pan-Africanism or the diaspora.
Right.
You can be a pro-Black nationalist, meaning you only care about the African Americans that are in this country and not give a damn about the African suffrage that's in Jamaica or in South Africa. So being pro-Black to me isn't enough.
Right. And to be honest, just in addition to that, what I have found that particularly with the onset of the ADOS idea, particularly as it relates to people speaking of ADOS on YouTube, there are a lot of pro-Blacks who are anti-African. Or they don't necessarily support anything as it relates to, and to me, I hate to say this, and I like Tariq Nasheed.
Oh, he's a clown
for that. I'm just gonna say that a lot of the things that he states, people use that rhetoric to fuel that thought, in regards to But to me, like, because as we all know, he talks about being anti-immigrant a lot. When I first listened to him, I was under the mindset that he was focusing more on non-black immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
But his rhetoric, as particularly those that live in the Caribbean, he's been pretty hard on Africans that live in the Caribbean or South America.
He's a clown. He's all over the place. He is a clown. He don't give a damn about anybody unless you're born here, which don't make sense to me. Why he would do a whole ass documentary on Haiti, and he don't even like Haitians.
Yeah, I mean, and he's something that I didn't like. I mean, I appreciate him for doing it because of the knowledge.
Yeah,
to be honest, a lot of people don't know about 1804, so I am happy that he did that, but I'm kind of like, your documentary in itself was Pan-African in itself. You know what I'm saying? That's something that to me was Pan-African in its whole texture of just talking about Africans from another part of the world that did something to fight white supremacy. But I mean, I guess a lot of people didn't perceive it in that manner. They were just looking at it like, hey, Tariq was, creating just another video just for, I guess, to placate to African American thought. But I thought it was, and then also he interviewed and I think in 1804 he interviewed some Haitians. I think
he did. Wyclef was in a bunch of philosophers, a bunch of professors. He had a lot of Haitians in it, but he did that for content, shits and giggles. But those same people from that island.
Hello? Are you there? Uh-oh. I think she froze up. Tiffany, are you there?
Here. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay. If those same Haitians called into his show, he'll totally shit on them for being Haitian. So Tariq need to pick a struggle. Either you give a damn about the people who are who are the Africans that are born outside of the United States, or you don't.
Right.
He made all that money off that documentary, but he'll shit on anybody not born in America.
True. That is true. Now, you know what? I'm glad I just thought about something as you were talking about as we were talking about this topic. Another thing that Dr. Umar talked about, he stated, and I don't think it was on the video, but I thought this was important, and I forgot to talk about this yesterday. He is in the process of developing a, I guess some type of Pan African investment type group in which
Ooh.
they're looking to buy land and property. He was looking at people who would want to invest in buying, like as a group, we buy land so that we could have a kind of like a duplex, certain area where we can have housing. And he
Oh,
spoke
I would love
upon,
that.
huh?
I would love that. I would love
Yeah,
to
I
participate in
told
that.
man, that to be honest with you, that was one of the better things that I'm surprised I even missed. I was so caught up in all the other stuff that had happened and people were saying stuff, but I thought that's something I've been looking um, into investing in Africa
Hmm.
or buying land. I have a couple of people in other sectors that I know are doing well in doing businesses in Africa. I have a guy that I know that he actually set up his own uh, studio, like to shoot videos and music and stuff like that. I know this guy by the name of Trapflix from California. From I think he's from Northern California. He's doing it big in Burkina Faso right now. He's trying to create he's bought land. He had this thing where I think you could buy a certain amount of land for like $5 grand, a plot or whatever. He also does music. He does a lot of business, and he's out right now. He has a water project that he wants people to donate to that I'm actually interested in getting involved in. But I've been looking at um, I've been carefully studying how I would invest, as far as me linking myself with the right people so that I can invest in Africa. And Umar spoken about it in regards to creating kind of like a housing complex, so that for those that want to come in those that want to live in Africa or repatriate back, you're going to have an infrastructure to go to. You're not just going to nothing. And I think that to me is the biggest reason why a lot of black people in America are negative to going to Africa, because they want to live in first world conditions. And to me, I actually think that I understand you wanting to live in first world conditions. I think that if we can provide something that is close to it as possible, but I think that it's unrealistic to think you're going to live at the same level you living in the United States. Through all that, that to me shows your ignorance of the history of Africa. Africa is underdeveloped, so how are you going to expect that all of a sudden you can go there and you must live in that type of condition? A lot of these countries are war torn. They dealt with all types of diseases and everything that the European brought to Europe. I mean that you don't recover from that overnight. So, but I do think that setting some infrastructure where we have certain areas that can reflect American-like cities, that would, I think, would encourage, that would be a positive to people thinking about, moving there.
But here's the thing, a lot of people don't understand that repatriation doesn't necessarily mean move back home. You can invest money and invest time and energy into Africa without living there.
Right? I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that you can. To me, I'm like this. For me, and Umar spoke about the fact that the reason why he's not willing to. Well, I'm not saying it verbatim, but he talked about his mom is not open to it yet, and she's coming around. But that's one of the biggest reasons. He said if his mother was all in to move to Africa, he probably would have moved there years ago. But she's not really. Um, she's kind of open to it, but whatever. So I think that's the thing. But to me, you don't have to necessarily live. To me, having the connection. To me, I think that as Africans, a large percentage of us should move back. But the thing about it, let's say if you have to have when I'm talking about a connection, I'm meaning that Either you're doing business there, you have family live there, you go there to visit
Mm-hmm.
and learn the culture, learn the people, learn your culture, learn your people. I mean, they're people just like the Jewish people. They go to Israel all the time. They don't live there, but they still consider it as their home. They
Right.
invest in it.
Exactly.
Just to me, having that mindset, and to me, what that mindset produces, and from my perspective, is that for those who decide not to live there, they will produce little Africas in the United States.
Facts.
If I can't necessarily be there, I can replicate that where I'm at, where I'm currently living. So I may not move to Nigeria or Kenya, but I'm going to make a little Kenya, a little Nigeria, a little Africa, a little enclave in this area or whatever, this subdivision or whatever. And I think that to me in itself is Pan African.
I agree.
Yeah. So yeah, that's so I'm gonna I think he said he's gonna mention it within the next 2 weeks. He's gonna mention something about that. And I'm gonna definitely be looking forward to to him doing that video, whether he's on IG or whatever, on King Kong Consciousness channel that plays a lot of his videos and so forth. I'm gonna definitely look forward to hearing that, or just more information in regards to that that situation, as far as making that taking that into to the public and making it a reality. So I'm definitely going to see how that develops. So, but yeah, but that's that's something I'm going to talk about. Like, as I continue to do content, I'm going to definitely speak on that, and then when he speaks on it, I'll do more content. So I do think the sector itself, in this sector, we're not talking enough about Pan-Africanism. I don't think it's talked about enough.
I agree.
And I'm going to definitely talk about it more, and stuff like that. And like I talked to people the other day, man, I'm not going to be getting in all these beefs and yelling and cursing at everybody. And, I can't be doing that all the time, man, So I would get away from that and start doing some other type of content and really do real content that people want to hear, people want to listen to, that relates to the sector, and also throughout YouTube in this sector. So yeah. So guys, go ahead. You want to say something?
No, I agree with you. I agree with Dr. Bombay when he was saying that we need more content like this in the sector. And the fuckery and the games and whatever is nice and all, but we would be much more productive if we talked about things such as this topic. And I could not agree more with him.
Yeah, because my thing is who is really. So I'm going to start saying, man, like who's really Pan-African? You claim that you follow them. Mm-hmm. Umar, you claim that you support the school, which in itself is Pan-African in work. But are you truly a Pan-African? Are you truly a person that believes in the global unity? Huh?
The principles of Pan-Africanism, yes. Of Garveyism. Yes, I agree. Like I said, and the more we talk, it reminds me. I can name 3 in the sector. You, me, I'm sorry, 4. You, me, We Unlock, and Dr. Bombay. I don't know how I missed him, but definitely is Pan-African.
Yeah,
definitely.
But it's far and few between, because there's some that are pro-black, that are not necessarily Pan-African. But then you had issues where people spoke negative about Africa towards some of the people that are African in this sector.
Yes.
And that has happened. And I was saying to myself, matter of fact, just kind of thinking about it, I'm kind of like, wait a minute. This is a black sector that's supposed to be, celebrating Pan-Africanism, and we talking like this about saying negative things about people, calling people African booty scratcher and
Yeah.
all kind of African this, and I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell is like? Where does this come from?
Correct. I agree. Because
I'm
if you're
like,
Pan-African and you embrace the principles of Pan-Africanism, you realize that your brother in on the east coast of Africa or the south coast or the west coast is the same as the one in Brooklyn or the one in Los Angeles or the one in Beverly Hills. That the thing that lines and stuff don't separate us. This melanin, is what brings us together. We are from Africa. I don't care what people say. You can deny it all you want to, but if you get your DNA ran, it's African. And there is no denying it. I don't care where you came out, where the slave ship dropped you off. As Dr. Johnson says, it doesn't matter where the slave ship dropped you off. It is where they picked us up. And we come from Africa, period.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Flop?
Yo, man. Listen, man. Can you please play this for Umar Johnson real quick, all right? Look. Tell him.
Can I do what?
Can you please play this clip real fast, right? For Umar Johnson.
Can I play what?
Wait. Your Honor, I'm sorry. So, Your Honor, I'm sorry. Listen, man, take me out the book of Negroes, man. I done changed my content. I done apologize publicly, feeling right, bro. Listen, man. Yo, listen, man. And also, too, listen, though. My platform is now growing, right? Where now I get about like 500 views, right, per video on a pop culture topic, right? So listen, man, I'm an asset, man. Tell the good doctor, listen, man, I will shuck and jive in person.
Come on, man.
If I got to, man. I am sorry, man. Listen, man. Don hoodwinked all of us, man. Come on, man.
Oh, what's the update with his bum ass?
Mr. Don Murray. Where he at?
Listen, you fuck Don, bro.
Nigga said fuck Don.
Thank you. Sorry. Let me pick my hair out for that one.
Flacco said fuck Don.
You know what?
Let
me pick my hair out for that one. Because thank you.
Yo.
I thought Tiffany was gonna say fuck
Don. Listen, man. Listen, man. Look. The second Don backstab TC, I said, yo, this guy right here, bro, I can see why Umar Johnson would have said, bro, just go by your way and stay away from me. So I understand 1,000% why the good doctor did what he did. I was hoodwinked by Don's sob story, and I'm sorry.
So admit that ID was fake, Flacco. Come on, let's put it all out there.
No. I didn't. No. Listen, right? I still think it's real, but like I don't know, right?
You didn't create it for him, Flacco?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, nah. Right? Yeah. For me, yeah. So like Don told us that he went to New York to get it during like the snowstorm. So,
he's lying. His ass was a liar from day one. But I'm glad that you finally see now, Flacco. I'm glad you finally see. The only thing that I could say to you about the Book of Negroes, because he's made it perfectly clear once you're in, it'll take an act of an Orisha, an act of a Loa to remove you out. So this is what I can say. I can share this stream with him and let him hear your own words.
Yeah.
I can do that. That I can give you.
Tell him this, Tiff, right? Tell him this, right? Look, I'm finding the link right now, and I'm joining but the Loyal Donors Club tonight.
Are you serious?
Tonight.
Okay. I will pass on the message to my professor. If he does not respond back to me, I don't know what to tell you, but if he does respond back to me and gives me permission to share what he says, I'll tell you what he say. But
Don hoodwinked us, man.
Don got you. This is that bullshit. And TC, he ain't shit either. God damn it. I don't care what nobody says.
Nah.
Come on, Tiff. We not. Now I gotta.
All right, I'll let it go. My bad.
Don tricked him too, right? Nah, Don tricked him too, right?
Well, okay. You know what? That's a good point. I didn't think of that. You're right. I did state when the only one came out that Don was lying to TC. So you're probably right. He probably did lie to T and hoodwinked him too.
That sob story was amazing, right? Yo, listen, yo. Don's sob story was so amazing, bro. And then he flipped and turned on TC. I said, bruh, like, how can you call like him a bum? Look, Don
he called TC a bum.
Yeah, bruh. Don
Sure
came
did.
on YouTube Live and cussed
Right.
out TC and called him a bum. I said, he's disloyal, and this is why.
Sure did.
Man, bro, yo.
Well, what happened? Did they fall out over what? Did Don steal money from him to buy meth? You know, I don't know.
Don
What?
wanted some money. That's what he wanted.
Yo,
Oh,
He wanted support.
nah, right? Nah, so hey, right. So look, so Don apparently is starting like this like organization, right? So Don wants TC to make flyers, but like TC saying, yo, I'll make it, but bro, I got kids, family, right? I gotta work, chill. So TC ain't make it within Don's like time frame. So Don came on live and cussed out TC for on the flyers.
Sure did.
Oh,
Over some
wow.
damn flyers.
Crazy.
Okay.
The thing about it, when he did it, TC was live.
Mm-hmm.
He got on TC's live
Well,
and cussed him out, or
Ghost was live.
He put up on the live. Yeah, he put up on Don live.
Yep.
did they fight?
Not, bro. Yo, Don was apologizing expeditiously.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, bro. Don was apologizing, man. But yeah, man. Listen,
Don
man.
is a trip, man.
Man, yo, listen, man. I just feel so dumb, man, that I got fooled and hoodwinked by Donald Murray, man. Right, but I shall make it right. Somebody. Yo, so wait, so are you interviewing Umar Johnson, or how's that working? D.
I think he stepped away.
Man, bruh. Yo, I want to say thank you for that video, man. Like, it definitely propelled me into being 3-0, undefeated. I done whooped 3 nigga asses, and all 3 times, it's been a 3-0 victory, right?
Okay, well, Ashe.
Man, I'm the greatest debater in his history, bro. Hold up. Let's read the chat real fast. Michael Israel said, I love the Afro tip.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm loving the Afro too.
Thank you.
Wait, look. Someone says, I'm waiting to see Flacco bang on the Chinese taking over Africa. Oh, man.
Yeah,
Really?
that bothers me. I'm sorry, it do. They're colonizers too.
Man,
Right now, they're modern day colonizers, and the Arabs are modern day slave traders of Africa. Let's talk about it.
Right. No, right.
I would love for Africa to unite, the United States of Africa, and exit everybody out of the continent. All the people that's raping the land, raping the resources, gotta go. Starbucks gotta go. Michelin tires gotta go. Apple gotta go. Galaxy, Samsung gotta go. Everybody gotta go.
Right. But once we do that, right? What do we replace it with, though?
We keep the resources for ourselves. I'm sorry, I'm just doing a twirl because Remix Way of Life asked me to stand up.
Hey,
So,
Tiff is married, Remix.
no, I'm not.
Tiff. No?
I'm super single. I'm super extra tasty, crispy single.
No, come on, man. No. Not yet. Right? You feel me? Listen, right? After like a breakup, right? You gotta wait, 3 months, right?
No, 3 minutes.
Not 3 months, right? I figure out, if he's coming, if he's coming back or not, in 3 months.
Okay.
Right? So Remix, chill, my brother. Someone says the Africans can't take back North Africa. Wait, isn't like North Africans Africa, right?
That's Africa, but the Arabs like got their teeth sunk in it. So that's what he's talking about.
What like wait? Do y'all consider guys like Gaddafi, or are they Africans?
I'm on the fence with that. I'm not sure. I just know Marcus Garvey stated, and if I were ever to get a tattoo, because I'm scared of needles, I would get this somewhere on my body. It would say Africa for the Africans at home and abroad. That means so much to me. And it wasn't until I took Ifatunde U that it was really like engraved in my psyche.
Right.
On so many aspects, Africa has been raped and pillaged and robbed and colonized. So Africa, meaning the continent, at home and abroad. And then Africa, meaning the people from the diaspora, which is us. We belong to Africa. Our culture belongs to us. Our spirituality belongs to us. Africa for the Africans, at home, meaning on the continent, and abroad, meaning the diaspora.
Right.
Nah, man. Listen, right? So, D, right, said, like, I think it was like last week, right, where he was like, "Yo, we need to like get our citizenship, right?"
Right.
My thing is, right, look, even if we do, right, say, look, all blacks, get citizenship, y'all still won't come because of the conditions in Africa.
We were just talking about that. We said that you don't
We
have
was
to
just talking about that.
You don't have to repatriate to move back home in order to you don't have to move back home in order to repatriate. Not every single Jewish person live in Israel. They live all over the globe, but they still have a connection to home. Not every single Chinese person live in China. They still have have a connection to home. That's our point.
But I do think, and I think you may have missed this, Flacco. When I talked to Umar yesterday in his lecture, he talked about developing investing in housing.
Okay.
He actually talked about kind of as things kind of come into mind, but he was looking at something outside of Ghana because a lot of people already are in Ghana. He was looking at a country outside of that's maybe not Ghanaian. In general,
of course,
because he said there's already a lot of African Americans that live in Ghana, but he
right.
something different. But he was looking at. He said within the next 2 weeks he's going to talk about us investing in some type of land to build housing or complexes for African Americans to come there and live.
Liberia,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, so you got to start from somewhere.
Yeah, bro. Look, right. Look. The first 5. So 5 out of the first 6 presidents, right, were Black Americans, right? So Liberia is your home, right? Look, right. So I guess I understand, like, why not come back, right? A lot of you guys like have roots in Liberia, right? So why not just come back home? You feel me, man? Right? But again, though, the conditions back home is horrible, right? And like, you can't trust Africans, right? But to maintain for your businesses and homes while you're here, right? Because like a lot of like it's corruption, it's fraud, it's thieving, right? So like, for me, it is damn near impossible to run like a business like back home while being here, because people still back home at a rapid rate.
Okay.
Even with your family?
Yeah.
Even family?
What? Yo, let me tell you, right? I'm like a story, right? So, my cousin, right, was like, bro, I'm trying to like, start a cab company, right? I need 3 bikes, right? Motorcycles. I bought the 3 bikes, right? Yo, bruh, that fool sold the fucking bikes, ain't give me shit, right? And made nothing but like excuses and shit, bro. I'm telling you, man, like, the only way is to actually move back. There's no way to actually like start like a business back home and be here, yo. They will rob you blind.
Oh, damn.
Damn, that ain't good, man. I don't like and you know firsthand, so I gotta take what you say for true,
Yeah, bro.
because you've been there. Shit.
So wait, you got by your own cousin?
Yeah, man. Like I'm telling you, man. Yo, here's a third world country, right? People make $75 a month as teachers. Yo, right? So you're asking somebody, right? Who makes $75 a month as a career, right? But to like maintain your business, and to like honestly go through transactions of like thousands of dollars and not steal from you. Come on, bro. That's then impossible, right? So like
Yeah.
so like it's either look, let's all move back, right? Let's all move back, or find something else out,
Damn. Okay.
I don't even know what to say to that. Like, I've never invested. I wouldn't have a problem investing in Africa, but I never have done it. And I have family there as well. But I'm not trying to get robbed either, because hell no,
man.
So
Yo, bro, right? Look, man, look, like I know people, right? Like who was in this country for 20 years, right? And sending money back, right, every year, right? Saying, yo, build my crib up, right? So when I come back, I want a house, right? Right? So when they finally came back after 20 years, yo, they had no fucking house there. They were scammed by their own family members, yo. That shit is heartbreaking, man. Like, so like, yo, like, I like the dream of, yo, man, let's invest. But how can you invest if you have nobody to trust back home?
that's a good point. That's a damn good point. I don't even know what to say. Yeah. You would need people you trust. And here's the thing. That's why I be trying to tell people that there's no difference between Africans anywhere, because you'll get straight got by your own fucking family member here. D can open up a business in New York and have one of his cousins, and his own cousin will steal from him. So it don't even really have shit to do with the fact that it's in the continent. That's just how, I guess, human interaction is.
Man, right? It's one solution, right? Listen, it's one solution. Saying, yo, 25 years, right? Let's all plan a mass migration, right? Save your monies, sell your houses, your cars, right? And let's all plan a mass migration in 25 years.
Okay.
Go back home, work, build up, right? But like, there's no way to be here and still trying to invest. Like that's not possible. Somebody says Flacco is speaking facts. I know someone who got robbed in a similar fashion with a Ghanaian. Damn, bro. Those your peoples, right? Weren't you like Ghanaian?
No, he's from Burkina Faso. He's from Burkina Faso.
Huh?
Who? D?
You're talking about D. D, aren't you from Burkina Faso?
Yeah, my ancestors are from Burkina Faso.
Wow. Wait. You found that? I was like, through a what? Through a 23?
Nah, I went to AfricanAncestry.com. That's a black-owned company.
Oh, wow. That's dope, man.
Yeah. I didn't go through I'm not going through like them other places. What they'll do is give you percentages and stuff like that, but AfricanAncestry.com will link you to your tribe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Wait, did they actually like tell you like your like your people's like like a last name back home, or no?
They don't tell me the name, but the tribe that I'm affiliated with is the Kasine peoples of southern Burkina Faso and northern Ghana.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Yo, have you actually like I've got in touch with some folks like back home?
I've actually met some Kasine people in Houston.
Okay.
I've met at least I met like I met uh three. I met this guy that worked in transportation.
Mhm.
I actually met a guy. I think I saw Dr. Chris Wilson's before she passed away,
Mhm.
and then I also met this guy. There's an African. Uh, it's some type of African organization in Houston that I met a guy that was in that organization. That they like Houston has a strong African infrastructure and organization as far as them integrating and so forth. And I met a
Uh-huh.
guy that was part through that organization. I met this other person that he was from Burkina Faso.
Man,
Yeah,
man, bro, just man, yeah, like that's dope, man.
yeah.
Imagine actually,
I've met three people, man, and that was actually in the last. That was like the last 6 years.
wow. Um, how far back can you like trace like your people?
Well, the African ancestry goes back 500 years. They go 400 to 500 years to where we were enslaved. So they don't go back more than that because they want to go back to the time that we were enslaved.
Wow,
Yeah.
man. Now, like, how far back can you personally like put like your family tree?
My family tree goes back to Mississippi.
Yeah.
Um, I can go back to like the I want to say the early 1800s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. On my mom's side of the family, we can go back to my great grandfather fought in the Civil War, uh, for the North,
That's it.
and he was a on my mom's side. He was a soldier. He moved to Louisiana from the North
Uh-huh.
and settled and found a wife and so forth. And he had all girls. And on my dad's side, they were all from Mississippi. And they were in Mississippi for years enslaved, and then a white man asked them to come to Louisiana and like around the Baton Rouge area, the southeast area of
Yeah.
Baton Rouge, and then from Baton Rouge, um, when my family moved to Central Louisiana, the same guy asked them to clear out some land for him, and then in clearing out land, he gave them land to settle for themselves.
Man, wait. So okay. So like I'm confused, right? So if you know, right, like who your great grandfather was, who was in you know, the Civil War, right?
Right?
Why couldn't you guys just find his parents?
No, because his parents, you got to understand, it's very difficult to do that
Uh-huh.
because slaves didn't have birth certificates,
Ah,
and
okay.
we were not considered American citizens. So unless you were born a freedman, you're not going to have that documentation.
Flacco, we weren't even considered people. That's why
Yeah.
there was no record. Like people don't really keep records of their cats having babies.
Yes.
They
That's
didn't
true.
consider us people. We weren't human, quote unquote.
Man, that's tough, man. Man, that's tough, bro. I take that thing for granted, you know, like, you know, knowing like you know, me being able to trace back, my family, man. I take that for granted, bro. Cause damn, like you can only like trace yours like back to Civil War. Sheesh,
Yeah, that's it.
man, man, that's heartbreaking, man.
And to be honest with you, we're lucky to get that.
Word?
Yeah, really, you're lucky to get that, man, because it's for a lot of people. one of the best ways to look up history, to be honest with you, you got to find the white people who collected the information of slave ships and who were documented on those slave ships. From the time they were documented on those slave ships until they gave them a name, they gave them what they called a Christian name, and then they had the name of their slave master. Your name could have changed as many times as you were sold. If you were sold 3 times, your name changed 3 times.
Wow.
So every time you were sold, you assumed the name of the slave master.
Man.
Yeah.
Man,
And that's the reality, man. Like, that's what happened.
Man, you could have been Kwame or Kofi. Wow, man.
And then it changed. Then it changed to something else. Then it changed to something else. And it constantly changed, until we were freed, and then we maintained, the name that we had. That's
Plus, you could have been with the same family, and they just might look at you one day and be like, you know what, your new name is blah blah. I don't like your name. They had complete ownership of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's say Darrell was gifted to Mr. Sir on his 18th birthday, and he been called Darrell all these years, but then Mr. Sir on his 18th birthday decide, you know what, we're gonna call you Wolfgang. That's your new name. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have a choice. Darrell can't be like, no, my name is what. Like, we didn't have options. You know?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Like, that's true, man. That's true, right? And luckily for Darrell, man, it's like anyone can look at him and automatically say, "Bro, you're Ghanaian." You feel me? Right. Feel me? Right. Like I said it. Kay said it. Right. Like, we can just look at him and say, "Yeah, bro, look, you're Ghanaian, right?
Right.
You're lucky in that aspect, right? But for somebody else, like, who's, let's say, like, they're like biracial, or they don't have like the actual phenotype, man. It's mystery, man. You feel me, man?
Yeah, they don't have the phenotype to, like, okay, I can really tell from your features where you probably came from.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like, for you, right? Listen, like I said it, Kay said it, like, there's no hiding that, right? You look like a Ghanaian guy, right? There's like 1,000 guys back home who look like identical to you, right? And
Right.
your son too, man. Yo, your son look like a Ghanaian kid, bro. Like, so, like, do your parents also look Ghanaian, or like, how do you, like, get this phenotype?
To be honest with you, I look a lot like my dad's side of the family.
Got you.
So it's like I said, like, my dad's side of the family, like, my dad looks a lot like me, or I look like him. And like, I got uncles that, a lot of my uncles and so forth, they have similar, like, eyes, and then, like, their facial features are very similar to mine.
And do your wife also look Ghanaian too?
Nah, my wife has a little bit more mixture in me, because she has more of a Creole heritage. Because her last name is French.
Got you. So she's from the islands?
No, we're from Louisiana. Louisiana has a French culture.
Got you.
So we got what's called, our Creole mean is that you mix black, white. You have a heritage of some white ancestry that was French. So you assume some Frenchman's last name. But a lot of those French slave owners had black mistresses, and they were known for slave masters mixing with their
raping. Let's call it what it is.
Raping women and
not
having children. Yeah, so that happened a lot, and it happened it happened a lot more in Louisiana than any other southern state or state in the Union. So,
man, like, the more that you think about slavery, man, like, don't you just get upset? Like, imagine, right, a world where somebody, again, right, you done, like, gotten married and taking an oath under God, right? And this random fat fuck can just walk into your marital, like bedroom, right? And take your wife and rape her and then throw her back to you, bro. Just just imagine how vile slavery was, bro. Right? So why don't again, man? So why don't people, right, regard slavery in the same breath as like the Holocaust?
Well, the only people who don't is white people. Because if you regard it like the Holocaust, it makes them look more humane. They don't want to take the reason why they don't do it, because if that they will have to be accountable for what they did. So they try to minimize slavery because it makes them less accountable and responsible for the horrific things. Be honest with you, slavery was worse than the Holocaust.
Yes.
It was way worse. Matter of fact, to be honest with you, it ain't even in the same. It's actually offensive to even compare the two. To be
Thank
honest
you.
with you, and I'm not saying it because the thing about it, the Holocaust did not last as long, and we went through way more horrific things over a longer period of time than they did. And to me, I'm not saying that the Holocaust was this, was not nothing to frown upon and so forth, because it was a very horrific thing and ugly time in human history. But compared to American slavery, it's not in the same class. It's not. It ain't.
The Holocaust. The
worth
Holocaust
debating.
the Holocaust only lasted what? Let's be generous. 6 years, 7 years.
Yeah.
American chattel slavery lasted how many years?
400.
In the Holocaust, right? In the Holocaust, and plus, even when chattel slavery quote unquote ended, we still had to deal with Jim Crow era. People don't talk about that. So then imagine, Flacco, you're owned by this colonizer family, and you look like your mom or you look like your dad or whatever. Let's say I look just like my daddy. Okay, I have his height. My dad was 6'3". And I have his height and everything. So they see me being 6'1", and they make me mate with my father to create a stronger slave.
Oh my God.
I want you to pay attention, because people like to sit up and wonder why Black people dominate sports. They wonder why Black people dominate football and basketball and the Olympics, and because we African Americans were bred based on strength alone.
Right.
Me, they would probably stick me in some breeding camp, force me to mate with my cousin, my brother, whomever, whatever big man they saw walking around, and my purpose would just be to push babies out.
Right.
1 or 2 babies a year, and if I didn't get pregnant, I was beaten. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so they would watch me get raped by different colonizers or different Black bucks, as they called it. And let's not discuss what they did to Black men. If you had a slave master that was gay, Flacco, there's nothing you could do. You had to be strapped down with your hands and your feet prone style while you were raped by men colonizers. They don't want to talk about that. They'll talk about the women being raped, but they don't want to talk about the Black men who went to buck breaking camps.
Oh, Rev G, right? Did a whole live stream talking about how we are lying about that, Black men.
That's not a lie,
bruh.
Of course,
I blocked him
immediately.
I blocked him immediately after I seen that shit.
Yeah, come on, D. You know that ain't no lie. You know it ain't.
Rev G ought to be ashamed of himself.
Yo, he did a 5-hour live stream talking about like buck breaking. That's a myth. Black people made that shit up. I said, bro, Rev G, how could you, bro? You're a Black man, man. How could he? Yo, that shit is just fucking trifling, man. For me, man, but Rev G, man, he's gone now, so, let's see, Somebody said, hey, hi, Tiff, looking beautiful. Okay, listen, man. I love when the queens show love back to the queens, man. Somebody says, tapping, chill, man. Umar Johnson is not tapping in, man. He's probably still on tour, right? Like he's doing another night, right? In
Dallas right now.
Huh?
Probably leaving Dallas. I think he's going to Austin next.
Yo, listen though. I will say this though, right? Yo, YouTube, listen. YouTube really gave us like a skewed view of the whole project, bro. I see Umar Johnson posted up on Instagram, right? At this event, man. And I tell you, man, probably one of the most the thickest women, man. Oh, beautiful, thick, just surrounding the doctor, hugging him, want to be around him. And I said, bro, YouTube have us thinking the Umar Johnson popularity is going down when in fact, nah, bro.
It's
Yo,
not,
like,
and that's what I was saying. I was saying that earlier. I said, man, people think that his popularity has been all that shit they've been doing. People still following him like crazy, man. So they can keep doing this shit, but people still support him, man.
Yo, he posted up. I think it was like last week, right? Woman like had on some like green shirt, green pants. I tell you, man, all the fellas on YouTube was like, "What? Who is that, bruh?" Right? And they are obsessed with Umar Johnson, man. For me, man. Wait, Tiff, Tiff. Wait.
Tiff, she taking care of some business.
All right, yeah. Nah. I want to ask her, right, how she feels about so that the YouTube haters were attacking like that female who was in like the gym, Umar Johnson. They were like, here. So like, okay, so like she's the girl who was like wiping off like his head, right? Right. So, as a female, right, how do you prevent, being attacked by these haters, right? Like
there's nothing you can do. The haters are gonna hate. Dr. Johnson gets a lot of love everywhere he goes. He helps a lot of people that he doesn't advertise the amount of help he gives to other people. So yeah, you might see a lady giving him some water and serving him a plate of food and wiping his brow and giving him a snuggle and giving him a kiss.
Yeah.
That's not a felony.
Women honoring them, man.
Oh, of course, because they're jealous. They're jealous. Yeah. That's all that is. They're jealous of the attention that he gets. Because if it were a man that went up and snuggled Dr. Johnson, then Rev G would be his biggest number one supporter.
Right. Not right.
Remember when D. Darrell said on his live, I'll never forget this. D said, I love my wife. I love my wife's body. I love her titties. I love Black women's body. There's nothing like a Black woman's body. I love my wife. Rev G clicked in on that link and came in and criticized D. Darrell for saying he loved Black women and loved his wife. But if D. Darrell had said, hey, y'all, I'm coming out the closet. I love the arms of a Black man. I want a Black man to suck my neck. Then Rev G would be his biggest supporter.
Right.
Right or wrong, D? You remember when that happened?
I remember when he did that.
He was mad at you. He was mad at you.
Praising your wife? What the fuck?
Because you said you love your woman's body. You said you love everything about her, her thighs, her titties, her ass. And Rev G got offended, literally legit got offended because D said that.
Right?
What kind of weird motherfucker is that, bro? What the fuck is wrong with
that? He
that?
doesn't want D to like women. He does not like heterosexuality. Flacco, the fact that you're going to get married to a Black woman, and if you ever publicly state that you love making love to your wife, he will have a problem with you for saying that.
Yo, bro. Yo, Rev is he's such a bizarre man. It's
this man plays with dollies. Mrs. Fluffigans is in his closet right now.
Yeah, he's a bizarre motherfucker, bro. Yo, I don't understand it, man. It's like he's so dedicated. Yo, it's like he's choosing, right? Like that community over Black people, right? When you create like a whole live stream for 5 hours just talking about how like how Tariq Nasheed is lying about buck breaking and Black folks have carried this narrative, and like we lied about it here, right? So he stated right that we lied about bug breaking just to demonize gay people, and I'm like, bro, come on, Raph, man. Like, folks, like
sad, man.
Yo, yo, so Leonard Honor and Afro Svengali are beefing.
For what? Are you serious?
Yo,
for what?
You right? Go to the.
You lying?
No.
Nah, you lying.
No.
Wait a minute, Flacco. Are you serious?
Yo, right? Go to her last video, right? And pull up the comment section, right? So someone asks, why are you not in Lennon Honors live no more, right? She said, there's a lot of vile and evil things in Lennon Honors live stream, so I stay away to avoid it.
Oh, you know what that means? You know what? You know what she's talking about, right?
What?
No, I don't. What's she talking about?
Huh?
What's she talking about? I gotta know.
You know Lennon Island's little hanky panky, little things he like to do. He trying to keep.
What?
Oh,
Wait, I'm so confused. Wait, what happened?
Huh?
Wait. You said what is it about though? Like,
come on, like
she's
you're the one that put it out there to the world, man. Come on now.
Oh wait, she's gay too, though, right?
No,
no,
no. But Andrew Stewart loved men. She got fired for sexual harassment of a man trying to.
Oh wow!
You didn't know about that?
Wow!
Yeah, she brought a whole agency. The man sued the company for sexual harassment because Andrew wanted some dick.
Wow! What? What?
Yes.
Yo, now I see why she hates like law enforcement so much.
Now you see why she gotta come so hard. Because there's no man, she has to sexually harass a man to get some attention. That's how fucking ugly this bitch is.
Man.
Do that, man.
Yo, that's man, right? Yo, when I see her criticize Leonard Honor's panel and call it unsafe, I said, wow, this is crazy, bro.
You know what I think? This is why I think, you know another reason why I think she probably got issues with Lennon.
What's up?
I think she got issues with Lennon doing those members only videos and shit now.
Really?
He's not as visible as he once was with doing Umar and stuff. I think she don't like the fact that he's doing a lot of content where he's making money off of it like that and it's not going public.
Oh, really? Yo, like, I haven't watched Leonard Honor's members only, like.
You gotta pay $5. I think his membership is like $5 a month.
Man, bro,
I'm not paying for that shit. I actually thought about doing it to troll him and shit, but I said, nah, it ain't even worth it.
I'm not paying him.
I'm not funding his ability to take care of his children.
That's money. Yeah, bro, he bugged with that one. Man, that's kind of crazy, man. Like, who would have thought that those two will be at odds, though?
Right? Well, that's, doing wrong, things happen.
Well, wait a minute. Isn't it true that Smoke and Corey don't fuck with each other no more?
Oh,
yeah, man.
What happened? I missed that. What happened?
Here, right? Cool. So Smoke said that Corey is getting too friendly with TC, so like he can't fuck with him no more.
Oh.
Right.
I don't understand that. Grown people telling other grown people who their friends should be. I'm confused.
Hey, man. Right? Right?
Hey, it's like, it's that's part of the sector.
That's the stupidest shit I ever fucking heard. Don't nobody tell me who I fucks with. I fucks with who I fucks with.
Right. And then too, right? So Corey called in and Smoke was wanting like Corey about to lie, right? So he was like, Corey, remember when Ankh did this? And Corey was like, bruh, I don't know what you're talking about. And Smoke got mad and said Corey is fake for not remembering. And Corey's like, bruh, like that shit never happened. Like, I don't know, like what you talking about, right? So yeah, man, man, bro, like this whole sector, bro, it's too many like twists and turns, man. It's just too fucking many, right?
Dude, let grown people do what they gonna do. I don't give a fuck. I don't care who you friends with. Y'all fucks with somebody who I can't fucking stand.
Who?
But I don't give a damn.
Who, Don or Cal? Oh well. Hey.
No, your bitch made ass friend TC. I don't care who you fuck with. That don't have shit to do with me.
Wait, man. When are y'all two gonna like squash that beef? I mean, right? He had your back, right?
Please, boy, bye. He
No?
insulted the fuck out of my homegirl and never apologized for that shit. And then he came in on me and discussed my relationship that he don't know shit about. So he can miss me with that bullshit. We not cool and we never will be. Next subject.
Here, so I understand the like the OnlyFans comment. That one I do, but the other one, like, come on now, she did do
It's unnecessary. He don't know shit about what's going on in my personal life with my man. He don't know nothing about that.
Mm-hmm.
He don't know how much money that man done spent on me and where we've been together.
Man,
so for him to be as broke as fuck with no type of degree, education, or earning power,
come on,
I'm sorry, let me call it out. Man. He don't have the earning power that my man has. He never will.
Come on, man. Come on, Tim. Let's not do that, man.
With his
next subject, man.
Boy, bye. His fat ass.
Come on, Tim.
Next subject. Come on, man. Next subject, man. Listen, man. Next subject, man.
All right. See, Flock. Now you the one bring this shit up, man.
Next subject. Listen, man. I try to bring peace, man, but there's no peace to be made, right? So right. So next subject, man. So somebody says, Game of Thrones have nothing on. Yo, bruh. Somebody has to turn it to like a reality show, man. Right? Like, man, imagine, right? You put us all in one house, right? We do like live streams and challenges and games like that, right? Man, we should actually like, man, like.
Well, that would be interesting. I'd do it.
Right? The Big Brother, right? Type shit, right?
Yeah.
Man, have you ever watched Big Brother?
Yeah, I did.
Something like that, man. Right? We do like challenges and games, and then record it, man. Man, I just feel like, right? Our probably like our like sub count have to come up, once we all have like I don't know, like 100K subs, probably but we will figure it out though. Somebody says, oh, okay, look, somebody says, ask again, where are the slave ships? So he's saying that we never came on ships.
Okay, tell him to Google Henrietta Marie.
You see, let me speak on these people who always want to hide from the fact. You see, quit doing the white supremacist job for him. Like you're trying to deter from the fact that West Africans came here in mass by saying that there was this large amount of black people that were living in the Americas pre-colonial time, and that's just not a fact. Number one, y'all keep talking about these indigenous black people that lived in the Americas, but you can't give me the names, you can't give me language, you can't give me customs, you can't give me any information in detail of any of these cultures. And I'm not denying that there were African people that lived in the Americas, but they did not live here in mass number. So yes, there probably was maybe a few thousand or more Africans, maybe 10 to 15,000 that probably lived here that may have been captured and put into slavery. But that's not compared to the 4 to 5 million that were brought here. Come on, man. Y'all gotta use you have to. It's one thing to learn knowledge, but you have to know the effectiveness of using that knowledge. It to me is unproductive for me to debate an argument on 10 to 15, maybe 20,000 Africans that may have lived in this continent compared to another 4 million that came here. And then also the amount of people that were bred and how we multiplied over time. So why are we keep having this that indigenous argument? To me, makes no sense. And also, if you want to learn anything about indigenous Africans, you should be researching Renoko Rashidi, who to me is at the head of that as far as historically talking about issues of of Africans living in the Americas or throughout the globe. There were Africans that lived in Europe. Or do you see Europeans claiming they don't even want to teach that type of history. They were Africans that lived in Asia and Australia, South America. Let's stop it with this. But they were not in mass numbers, and nobody can refute that. So to
Right.
try to say you just so happen to be part of a small tribe of people that were not from Africa, as far as at that point in time, and even those people are still connected to the continent. So you cannot escape African lineage. So
Well,
stop it with
D
this, man.
D
Y'all got to stop with this argument.
D. Michael Israel, right, said he can name who they were and their customs and traditions and tribes. So he
He
said,
just named tribes of Israel.
yeah.
Those are tribes of Israel. Those are not those tribes of Israel did not come to North America. And there's no history. There's no history. When you're talking about the tribe of Asher, Dan, Ephraim, these are tribes of Israel. Those
Mm.
tribes of Israel did not spread to North America. Those tribes of Israel went to Africa and to the continent where they actually originally came from, and they went throughout Asia and they went to Europe. They did not come to North America. And even if they did, they came in a small numbers. Stop it with this.
Wait,
Y'all gotta quit reading
Living
all
Life
this
also
pseudo
said,
history
right?
and take anything somebody tells you without putting it into context.
Living Life also said,
You
right?
see, and they saying
Here.
Native American. Yes, they confirmed again small numbers, but nobody wants to give me the name of the culture. They don't give me the language. They don't give me customs. They don't give me anything to illustrate their uniqueness as a tribe. You can't
Right.
get. Are you just gonna say, "Oh, they indigenous? Those were Africans." But what can you tell me about them? Give me some art, music, instruments, the way they built their houses, the homes, the food they ate. Can't nobody until somebody does that in its entirety, you have no argument.
How about Living Life question, right? She stated, I'm not denying that Africans came here, but 6 million slaves, that sounds like too much to like be true, like, right? So like she's saying, right? She thinks there was like a smaller scale of like migration here, right? But the bulk
There was a
of
small
people
scale.
here was already here, right? Right?
There
She's
were
saying,
they
right?
there.
Yeah.
I admit there were Africans that came here, but they were in such a small number. Number one, they didn't even have the technology to
Mhm.
get here in mass numbers. They did not have the ships. They did not build ships or any type of ship-like instrument or vehicle to come here in mass numbers in the first place. They came here in small numbers. There were Egyptians that, matter of fact, there's evidence of Egyptians coming to America, and there's hieroglyphs in the Pacific Northwest of certain places where Egyptians came and they had hieroglyphs, but they wasn't here in mass numbers. It probably maybe was about 20, 30 Egyptians that came here and settled, but they didn't come in mass numbers. They need to stop.
No. She's
Huh?
saying, right? Right? We're being told, right? 6 million slaves, right? Came here. She's saying,
It was actually 4 to 5 million.
right,
Yeah,
right, 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 right,
it
right,
could have
right.
been more than that. It could have been more.
She's
That's
saying,
just an
right? That's
estimate.
not possible.
I don't agree with that number at all. You have to think about that's a very small number.
I
Six
know. That's why I
million,
said it could.
yeah,
It's probably more than that. But
six
that's a
million Jews was killed in
conservative
6
number.
years. 6 million Jews was killed in 6 years by the Germans. We were enslaved for hundreds of years. You can't tell me that it was only 4 million that came.
Mm.
I
And then
think that it's
also looking at it from a Pan African mindset, they're not counting. They're only counting the ones that came to America. They're not counting the ones that went to the Caribbean, that went to South America, and they're not talking about the ones that went to Europe.
What about the ones who were thrown over the slave ship?
Exactly, and the ones that didn't make it.
Man,
so those numbers, that number is probably triple of that, if not more. That's just a conservative number.
right. So I mean, living life, calling living life.
So, but see, Flock. See, this is the thing they don't understand. They're not looking at the fact that the effect that had on Africa by all of these men and women being taken away. These were people that were skilled. You know, Africa suffered a major brain drain because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why Africa became underdeveloped. You took skilled people, you took farmers, scientists, you know, teachers, you know, you took all these people that had skills and they got taken away overnight.
The best of the best, the strongest of the strongest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not facts, man. Look, so somebody says, with man, here, so Boris, right, says, this is for D. So he stated, let me see, so D, the tribes of Israel were highly melanated. I feel like you agree, right? So let's go. Somebody says,
yeah, but those tribes of those tribes of Israel were black, because the culture of Africa was not confined to just Africa itself. It also went all the way to, it also extended out into like Iran and Iraq. Okay, I understand that. I know the history. But for these people to act like these people took boats in mass numbers and sailed from Israel all the way to North America, they losing their mind. It just ain't happened. It's impossible.
Wait till Uncle. Wait, Uncle. I have a good question, right? So why do you think is impossible, right, for the Africans, but the
Well, I'm not okay. I'm not gonna say impossible. Right. But it was basically literally
But you agree that
basically
the white man,
very difficult to believe that they were successful in doing that.
The white man was, though. So why can the white man do it, but the Africans couldn't?
Why? What?
Right. So the white man, right?
Yeah, because the white man at that time had better technology. They were. So you got to understand, the African never had, in mass numbers, the African never wanted to leave home. We had everything we needed. We lived in a warm. We're sun people. We live in a warm culture. We had everything plentiful. Why would we want to leave paradise? The European was forced, as human beings do, when they can't adapt, they find ways to create things to make themselves comfortable or problem solve. The European was forced to develop technology to leave the home that they didn't like living in. That's the reason why Europe invented these things, because they wanted to leave home. Africans never wanted to leave Africa. That's the reason why Europeans, the Vikings, were the first to build advanced ships. They did that because they didn't like living in the climate that they lived in. So they continued to work on ways to build technology through ships so that they can raid Europe. And after they raided Europe, they went to the Mediterranean, and then they went into Africa a little bit, and then some of them winded up in North America.
I got a tough question, right, for Tiff, and then Darrell can chime into it. This is a cool question that I've heard somewhere else. It's not my opinion, right?
Wait a minute. Let me say. Wait, before you say this.
Okay.
Michael Israel said Africans left and conquered Spain. Do you know how far Spain is from North Africa? Spain is less than 2 hours. What the hell are you talking about, man? Stop, man. Y'all need to stop. Y'all sounding silly right now, but go ahead.
No, right, nah, right. So peep this, right? So peep, um, right. So look, so okay, right. So if Africans, right, were so superior, right, then why was it that the Europeans, again, like pre-slavery, right? Why did they have the guns, the ships, the technology, and Africa ain't have shit?
They didn't. They did have
They,
shit. Have you ever heard of Timbuktu, Flacco?
No,
You've never heard of Timbuktu?
I've heard the name, but
Flacco, how you didn't? How
I don't
could
know
you
who
not
he
know
is.
about two? Two is like less than 8 hours from where you originated from, man. Timbuktu was part of the Malian Empire.
Bro, listen, right?
How could you not know?
I'm taught African history from my countries, right? I'm not taught it from
They
like
never talked
from
about the
yeah.
Malay.
Nah, man. I swear to God to y'all, bro. Like we
Damn.
don't get taught
Okay.
right.
Well, I
We
mean,
get
I
taught like
understand that
yeah,
because right, Europeans probably influenced that too. So that makes sense.
yeah.
But okay, go ahead, Tiff. I'm gonna let you speak.
You got to understand something. Colonizers from all over the globe came and studied at Timbuktu. The biggest mistake that Africans made was embracing them and not slitting their throat the second they saw them on the coast.
Mm.
If the Africans and if the indigenous people of North America, the Native Americans all over the globe, soon as they seen the colonizer come, grabbed them off them boats, slit their throats, and burned the ships, we would own the world right now. We embraced them, and they came in with their Bibles first and their Qurans to lull us into docility, and then they came with the guns to rape us of our property. And
Oh,
that's the recipe.
oh, wait. The Bible, I understand, right? But you think the Quran is also like whitewashed as well?
The very first colonizers on the continent were D. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the
Arab,
Arab colonize us first?
Arabs, the East African slave trade started,
Yes.
and that would began the Arab conquest of North Africa. Did not look like it look did not look the way it looks now 2 to 3 thousand years ago.
Yep.
Matter of fact, the Arab was not even they were not even really a cultured people till like the fourth century AD. So um the Arab came from, I guess, everything what you would say east of Israel per se, and then I guess where Turkey and so forth, and they came into Egypt, and then from Egypt to Libya, then they spread across. But they did it with Islam. They traded with Africans, and in trading with Africans, they spread Islam, and then through the spread of Islam and embedding their culture in North Africa, they came in and basically conquered it. That's how the European learned they learned the playbook that the Arabs used. That wasn't original.
Wow.
And see, and notice the reason why the reason why the Arabs only went north of sub-Saharan Africa is because the other cultures they were not their armies were not strong enough to conquer the countries that were south of the sub-Saharan Africa, because they went to, because just like the Roman Empire attempted to colonize areas south of Egypt, but they were unable to because they didn't have strong enough armies to defend to conquer the people that were the Nubians and so forth. And the same thing happened to the Arabs.
Wait, somebody wait here, right? So it's two questions, right? And so Tiff and D, right? So first question is for D, and second question is for Tiff. Right. So first question, Muslim says D, I was taught between 80 to 120 million Africans were taken into the triangle slave trade, and the boats were purposely overloaded, knowing
That's
that two
true.
thirds
That
won't
is
make it. Is that true?
Yeah, that is true. They did double. They had a strategic way of doubling up
Mm-hmm.
so that the more you put in there, you're going to lose some people. A probability of you getting more Africans would be higher.
And guess what? The very first slave ship that reached the west coast of Africa that came to America was called the Good Ship Jesus. That was the name of the first slave ship. And guess who blessed the ship so that it could have a productive voyage? Cool. The Catholic Church. Wow. So not only is reparations, in my opinion, owed to the Africans on West Africa coast, Liberia, Nigeria, et cetera, by different nations, I also believe the Catholic Church owes us as well.
Oh yeah, the Catholic Church is the people who actually legitimize the concept of Europeans, telling them, okay, I'm going to legitimize what you all are trying to do because these people are not human. The Catholic Church didn't even deem us as being human because we were not Christian.
Right. And here's the kicker. They didn't, and this part incenses me, is when they sit up and they said that the whole reason why they like to justify the whole reason why that they created slavery was to bring Christianity to the African. How is that when they didn't even believe Africans had souls? You'll never hear a slave master say, when you die, you're going to heaven with me. Wow. They didn't even believe we had souls. They only use Christianity to make us more docile and make us better slaves, because they implanted the image of white God in our brains and told us that we had to obey our slave master on earth so that we could go to heaven. But they didn't even believe we were human enough to get there.
Wow, man. Wow. Okay, so Living Life asked you a question. So she said, make sense how our ancestors stayed quiet back home in Africa if we really were sold, right? Meaning, right?
Because they were too busy getting raped they damn self. Just like we went through a Mayafa, our ancestors in West Africa and East Africa and South Africa were also being brutalized by the colonizer at the same damn time. If I walk into Dee's house and I see him getting jumped by Anti-Afro and her crew, and I walk in to run and help him, but before I could get there, I get a right hook by other people from the we're both fighting at the same time. How can I help him? How can I be blamed for not liberating and helping him if I'm fighting my own battle in his living room while he's fighting in the den?
She's saying, right, we really like.
Am I making sense?
No.
Yeah, you're making sense. You make
wait.
A lot of people
wait till, right?
Like the people that were on the continent had it so much easier. It was
asking another question though, right? She's she's like saying, right? It's impossible, right? That we came here at a mass number, meaning like, why would our ancestors do nothing if we really were captured, right? So she's saying that we really weren't captured
because they were fighting Europeans at home. They were fighting Europeans at home. They couldn't afford to leave. How you going to leave to save somebody else? You're trying to save yourself.
Right. No, true. Here, right. Another question, right? So this is for Tiff, because Tiff is big on religion, right? D too, because D is Christian, right? So if we know, right, the history of the Quran and the Bible, right? How can Black people consciously trust those two religions?
Okay, so and the reason why we still have a strong connection, I'm gonna say two words, and then D is gonna, because this is his lane, actually, in my opinion. Cognitive dissonance. D.
Right. You're right. This is high level of cognitive dissonance. The fact that we're having this conversation shows cognitive dissonance. So,
you're a Christian, though, right? So how can you trust the Bible knowing the history of it?
Do you know what?
I trust the Bible?
Do you know what cognitive dissonance is?
Me, no.
Let me clarify for you. Let's say you and D went to my wedding. Yeah. You guys were both there. You saw me get married to my boo thing, whoever he might be. Okay. Yes. You saw him. So about a year later, you and D are driving down Hollywood Boulevard. and I'm at home, and all of a sudden D look out the window and he like, damn, ain't that Tiff husband? And my husband is wearing a tutu, a glitter wig, and a thong, twerking something on Hollywood Boulevard in some stilettos. So you passed through, you put on some shades, and you said, hey, sir, what's your name? And he said, my name Delicious.
Mm-hmm.
So you bust out the iPhone and you record the whole exchange. I got proof in my face, right?
Right.
So he is like, damn, what we gonna do? You like, we gotta tell Tiff, dude. We can't let Tiff go out like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you come over my house. You say, Tiff, we need to talk. Come on through. And I say, come on over. And you said, Tiff, we got something to tell you. We saw your husband on Hollywood Boulevard wearing a glitter wig, a tutu, and a thong, saying his name was Delicious.
Yeah.
And I said, well, no, that's not true. My husband's at work right now. He got a part-time job working nights so we can afford our vacation.
Right.
And you're like, nope, that ain't true, Tiff. And you bust out the iPad and you show me.
Mm-hmm.
That's my husband. I have proof in my face that my husband is wearing a glitter wig and a tutu on Hollywood Boulevard. And my response is, you know, I can't believe it. I don't want to see it. I can't believe it. It's not true. It's not true. It's not true. Mm-hmm. That right there is cognitive dissonance. That means that I have a core belief inside my heart, i.e., my husband loves me and is not gay, that is so strong that the thought of me believing anything outside of that has an uncomfortable feeling enough for me to block it all out to focus on my core belief. It don't matter how much proof you show me. Mm-hmm. I will not believe it. That feeling is a feeling of abandonment and uncomfortability where I have no choice but to believe because the lie is more comfortable than the truth. Mm. That right there is cognitive dissonance. So if you take Black people's relationship with Islam and Christianity, and you liken it to the story of my husband with a glitter wig on Hollywood Boulevard wearing a tutu, you'll see that collectively, we as a global nation, not just in America, have a unhealthy relationship with white Jesus because of a mass case of cognitive dissonance. And Islam as well, not just white Jesus.
But D, so you are okay.
What's up, brother?
You are
hold on,
aware,
Fly.
right? Okay.
We got another person. What's up, brother?
What's going on, D? The Rap, Tiff, Flado.
Yeah, what's up?
I just wanted to interject on the whole Christianity and Islam thing real quick, as far as Africa is concerned, right? Now,
right.
My main point is going to be about Ethiopia, right? So Ethiopia is a country that pretty much has never been conquered, never been colonialized, maybe a little bit with that little Italian little situation that they had, but they pretty much repelled most of that. However, Ethiopia still has the oldest Christian church. The Ethiopian church outdates the Catholic Church by a couple of 100 years, actually.
It's actually older than that.
Probably so. And the Ethiopians have all the books of the Bible, which even the Lutheran, or not the Reformation Bible doesn't really, the King James Version doesn't even have, as far as Enoch, right, the Jubilees, and all these other books of the Bible, the Apocrypha, right, basically. And they don't subscribe to this whole idea of a white Jesus. So we can't just sit back and say like, oh, the white man bought all this Christianity when
they did.
Clearly,
they did.
But they might have. But clearly, there's something.
No, it's historically that they did.
No, I'm just saying. But the Ethiopians were Christian way before these white people even were.
Yes, but the Ethiopian was not again. Africans. When you look at the culture of Africans, were stationary. They only moved when different tribes. Matter of fact, like the tribe that I'm affiliated with, of my ancestors, they originally come from Sudan. Historically, they probably were Nubians. They basically, through looking for other, I guess, lands and so forth, they migrated to West Africa thousands of years ago. African culture is stationary. Ethiopians had no mindset of traveling all across Africa, being evangelists to spread the good word of Christianity. So you have to understand the behavior of Africans and culture. You see, you're looking at it from a Western.
Well, how do you explain the oldest Christian church being in Ethiopia and not something creation of the white man in Africa?
African mindset is not evangelical. It's not an evangelist. They don't think Africans do not. at that time, pre-colonialism, were not attempting to spread the word throughout. They
I'm
were
not
stationed.
saying that the Ethiopians were trying to spread it, but you still can't deny that Christian influence was in Ethiopia. That
Yeah,
church was there.
but that Christian influence did not worship a white Jesus.
I didn't say that it did. Actually, that's
Oh, but
counter to what they believe.
see, I'm getting this thing where you're trying to. It's like you're trying to mesh Afrocentric Christianity with Europe with Westernized Christianity. That's totally two different things. They're not the same.
So you're saying So you're saying there are two different versions of Christianity, basically.
There's
Both
multiple
So,
versions of Christianity.
well,
There's
hold
both
on,
were
hold on, hold on,
stolen
hold
from
on.
Kemet.
versions.
But
Both
hold on.
were
So
stolen from Kemet.
Ethiopians,
Both.
hold on. Let me ask a question then. So Ethiopians don't believe that Jesus Christ died on the cross for their sins and rose after the third day, and that he's their Lord and Savior, just like everybody else that believes, not outside of Catholics, but everybody else from the Reformation believes that same thing. No.
I'm not versed enough on Ethiopian Christianity to answer that question. But I do know
Okay.
that
Well,
they.
I'm very
But
versed
I
in
tell
it,
you
and
what I will
that's what
guarantee
they
is,
believe.
hold on. What I will guarantee is this: whatever images of anybody biblical or God, the image was not white. I can
Well,
guarantee
can
you
I
that.
just say this about you? Can I just say one thing to you about that, Deidre? Now, doesn't the Bible clearly state that there shall be no graven images made of me? So anybody who did that after the fact, that was on them. That's on those people. That's not Christianity then, because the Bible, the Word doesn't say that itself, but that's what people did after the fact. So I'm not sure how we get into two different versions if we're talking
It's
about the
different. It's
same
two
Bible.
versions because the
You're saying
westernized form
pictures
of Christianity
determine.
derived from Afrocentric Christianity. But you have to understand, Europe changed and took words out the Bible, added certain things to creating the King James version so that they can control the people. White people, those people that ruled during that time understood that the people were not going to worship a black image of Christ. That's why the Borgia
Mhm.
family of Italy, who was actually Borgia was actually a
They were
pope. He's
Italian,
one of the earlier
actually.
popes.
Yeah,
He
the popes.
used his
Yeah,
nephew,
highly correct.
Sergio Borgia, and he
Mhm.
told them to paint an image and make him be Jesus Christ because they were
Okay,
not going to worship
got
anything
you.
that didn't look like
That
themselves.
that's historically correct. Now, this is my. Can I go into this part though? Right now, you're speaking about Catholics and Catholicism. Now, as I subscribe, I am not a Catholic. I am part of what you would call the Martin Luther. The people that are in opposition to the Catholic Church, right? So
Right?
technically, what you just brought up was something that's an origination from the Catholic Church that all of us on the Reformation side don't subscribe to. Correct or incorrect?
We don't subscribe to what?
The whole Borgia, the Caesarate, none of the
No,
popes, all
I
that
don't
stuff is
subscribe to
heresy. Okay, cool. Same with the Ethiopian church, right? So that technically it does outdate the Catholic Church. So let's just put the Catholic Church in the box of heresy. After that, then what? It's the same thing. We're all Christian at the end of the day, correct? Minus the
that.
pictures
No,
and the paintings that were drawn.
Europeans are not Christian. They're not truly Christian because if they really practice Christianity in its um as if they were fundamentally Christian, they wouldn't have done the things that they did.
What? Hold on. How does that work? What exactly? What?
Because if they fundamentally believed in the Bible, they wouldn't have been
Hmm.
as humane to the world. You see, it's not about it's more than just what you read in the Bible, it's
Can
what
I
you
can I ask you a question?
practice
Can I ask you, Derail?
and
If you read the
practice.
Bible, right?
We're
You've
not
read the
Christian,
Bible. You've read the Bible, right? Correct. Have
right?
you? All right. Is slavery unique to the black experience, or is slavery something that's happened over the course of human history to multiple cultures, multiple ethnic groups.
Okay,
and
that
things
right
like
there
that.
is the colonizer talking point. Because the
Mm.
type of slavery that black
I'm
people.
asking D-Darrell a question, Tiff.
Okay, but I'm going to answer because my name is Tiff. I don't give a damn who you talking to. I'm finna answer that question. What I'm saying is that slavery that black people endured in this country was like no other type of slavery. The indentured servitude that white people, the Irish, that was nothing compared to what we went through. Just because it have the same name, they're not all created
black
equal.
people and Irish people.
Yeah, it was different.
Human history, over the course of human history. So human history spans a lot of thousands of years at this point. So I'm just asking the question. Had D-Darrell, actually, that's who I was asking. After reading the Bible, is slavery unique to the black experience, or has this happened? Has slavery itself happened to multiple races and ethnic groups over the course of human history? That's my question to D-Darrell.
Okay, I'm going to say it again for the cheap seats in the back. I'm going to say it again for the cheap seats in the back. American chattel slavery is unique. No other ethnic group on earth has ever suffered the way we have. A flip-flop and a Jordan are both shoes, but they're not created equal. They don't cost the same. They don't look the same, but they're both coverings for your feet. Do you understand?
We're comparing slavery to shoes?
No, I'm trying to dumb it down so your coon ass can understand where I'm coming from.
Wow, you're attacking me. Wow, I just asked a question. See, this is what I don't understand. Hey, Tiff, can I ask you a question, though? Because it seems like as soon as somebody don't agree with y'all on that side, like y'all immediately go into attack mode. Like, what is that all about? Like,
Bhutan, let me
go
take
ahead,
this.
Darrell. Go ahead, Darrell.
What you're trying to conflate is that slavery is slavery, and the bottom line is that slavery is not just slavery. Okay, and for you to do that to me is somewhat irresponsible, because then you're miseducating the hundreds of people that's watching this, that are going to watch this video and listen to you, thinking that all slavery was created equal, and it's not. And so for you to sit here and say that slavery was not a unique experience of black people or throughout human history, no, chattel slavery was a unique experience that no other people went through in the manner in which we did. So there is a difference.
So it's levels to slavery, D-Darrell. That's what you're telling me.
Yes.
Either you free or you not free. That's
no. It's the manner. It's the manner in which you were enslaved that differentiates.
Okay.
From the other. The manner in which you were enslaved and how you were treated there's differences in that.
So okay. So do you consider then indentured servitude as slavery? Yes or no?
No, I don't.
Historically a thing.
No, I don't.
That's not slavery.
I don't consider indentured servitude, because you are in an agreement to work and do things for a certain period of time to work out a debt. We were not in debt with anybody. We were stolen.
We were stolen. Okay, we were all stolen. That's a fact?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Okay, now if we were stolen, now this is my second point right here. I just want to get to. If we were stolen, I was speaking about the slave ships and all that other type of stuff, right? In the chat beforehand, Flacco was reading some of that. Now, if 400 years is a very long time, in my opinion, why didn't the Africans ever put a boat together, or a raft?
We already explained this, Louis V. How are they going to put a boat together to come save us when they couldn't save themselves, because they were suffering a Ma'afa on the continent against the European powers?
Well, let me hit you with a whole nother.
No. Wait. We can't get
let me hit you with a real.
Stop, Louis. Wait, Louis. Let's back up, and then I'm gonna let Dr. Bombay speak, because we can't keep going back. I'm gonna give a brother a chance to speak. Can you please let's deal with that fact? Do you think it is logical for you that's dealing with hell in your own house to go out and try to to take out a fire in somebody else's home? Is that logical?
We can't hear you.
We can hear him.
I can hear him.
Can you hear me?
Breaking up. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I can hear you. First of all, I would say this. 400 years is a long time.
No, that's not the answer. No. It's not. I'm asking you a simple question. is it logical for you, if your house is burning down and you trying to put out your own house, for you to ignore your own house, travel to save your family members that's down the street in a house fire? Is that logical?
I would say probably not.
Exactly. So that I'm
Now,
gonna keep it. Now let
but
me go
that's
to
a
Dr.
cap. That's a
Bombay.
whole.
Go ahead,
Hold on.
Dr.
Before
Bombay.
you do
What's up,
that, no,
brother?
because that was a horrible
Lewis,
analogy.
you answered my question. Thank you. Dr. Bombay, what's up, brother?
Wow, man, I was trying to get in on the beginning of the discussion, but I came to this part. This is good. Man, I love that slavery argument though. Like I've heard that one about, the Africans didn't come to get us, like they had a full navy or something going on over there, which they didn't. Also, we hear the argument about, well, they sold us into slavery. A lot of us were sold or traded for goods and things like that. However, and I'm not an expert on this. Okay, so I'm going to put myself back in time. I'm a chief of a tribe. I'm in Africa, circa, I don't know, 1590, 16, somewhere around there, right? And there's some Europeans. They're showing up. They got mirrors. They got gunpowder. I don't know. They got spices, things that, are goods. And I have some prisoners of war that I captured from a neighboring tribe. So, and they offer me these goods in exchange for my prisoners of war. Now, some of you historians can probably help me out on this. When tribes went to war with each other and they captured like other members of tribes, wasn't there a way those people could like work their way to freedom, marry into freedom within the other tribes, or maybe doing another skirmish, be recaptured or, freed in some other means? What I'm trying to point out here is, so in other words, if I have a certain system of slavery in Africa that we're practicing amongst the tribes, and some pale faces show up and they say, hey, we want to purchase some of these slaves. They didn't come with a manual saying we're going to take these slaves from you and we're going to tie some of the pregnant women to stakes, cut their babies out of them, burn them in front of their husbands. I mean, I'm pretty sure the two concepts of slavery were different. So when people say Africans sold us into slavery, I don't think they had any idea what was facing us on the other side. And I just wanted to say that.
Romanticizing slavery on the African side. So you're
no,
romanticizing.
I'm asking. That. I did ask. I said, I don't know. Can somebody help me? So maybe you, well, if you can explain it, because that's why I said I'm not a historian, but I was just saying I have just vague recollections. I'm just trying to understand.
But basically, the only thing that we can conflate is that the African mindset of slavery was based on what they were already practicing or what they were historically practicing. That's what the African mind of slavery was. They thought that the Europeans probably were going to utilize slavery in the same manner that they did. They thought the European was just as humane as them. And that was their mistake. They were not.
Hey, D. Darrell, can I ask a question right there? We got a full stop right there. A full stop.
Sure.
So you're saying that because the Arab slave trade is much older than the so-called Atlantic slave trade. That's a fact, right?
Right.
That had been going on for thousands of years, because the Arabs had took North Africa way back when, after the Crusades. Well, before the Crusades, actually.
Okay, so you're telling me that West Africa knew about what was going on in East Africa. Is that what you're telling me?
I said North Africa. I didn't say East.
No. But that was North. That was the African slave. The East African slave trade started in Northeast Africa. It didn't start in West Africa.
Talking about North Africa.
I know that. I'm telling you where it started.
All right. Yeah. So when the Arab slave trade got going on,
it started in Northeast Africa.
Okay. Started in Northeast Africa
to the west,
and it spread to the west. Now,
so are you telling me, Lewis?
Yeah.
That our ancestors in West Africa, particularly the southern coastal areas, they knew exactly about how the Arab did things as far as with the East African slave trade.
Well, let's just say this. There was plenty of trade going on between the North and those parts of Africa anyway. They wasn't isolated or nothing like that. They knew what was going on up there in North Africa.
Can you prove they wasn't? Can you prove they were not isolated?
Oh my God. Okay. So
I'm just asking you a question.
Yes, that definitely can be proved. There was definitely communication between North Africa and that Burkina Faso and all Nigeria, all the other places. They knew what was going on up there. They definitely knew. Now, the Arab
Okay.
slave trade had got popping, and they knew about the Arabs and what they was doing up there. Everybody knew about it. So why would they think that
Oh,
when they
how did
see
they know?
white people that the Arabs would be? So you saying when the Arabs was doing their slave trade, they was like, "Oh yeah, that's cool," but
How
now
did they
these pale
know?
faces,
How did they know?
because y'all acting like the West Africans was somehow just so ignorant and just so
Okay, see,
blindly
D,
living.
can you mute him so I can say something to the audience, because this coon is he's dispelling a bunch of. Let me break something down to the people that are listening.
No, I'll listen to you. Go ahead. You ain't
Africa,
gotta mute me.
Africa is not a monolith. There are 1,000 different languages spoken in Africa. So let's just say, for the sake of this discussion, that me, Dr. Bombay, D. Durrell, and this coon Louis V was on a slave ship. We were all taken.
Hating hard.
I speak Igbo. Dr. Bombay speaks Yoruba. Um, D.
What the hell
Durrell,
got
he
to do with
speaks
1,000
Ashanti.
years ago?
Shut your ass up. I'm talking.
Nothing.
Dr. Bombay speaks Ashanti. We're all there, but none of us can communicate with each other because we are not a monolith. We don't speak the same language. I can't, just because we have the same skin color and the same hair, don't mean we understand what the fuck is going on. So when people like to sit up and say, well, make stupid, weak arguments, such as why didn't they take over the slave ship, or why didn't they come together? How were they going to communicate? Right now, we have common language. We have Spanish because of colonization, English, and even on the continent, they had Swahili, but that was only in the east side, on the east coast, not really in the west. How were they going to communicate? And any other coon who make that weak ass argument never want to give an answer to that. They seem to think that Africa is a monolith, and it is not a monolith.
That's a
Louis,
stupid ass
what?
argument in itself, though, because if she's saying like we don't recognize that all our people missing after 200-300 years, then them niggas was done. Then like that's what you basically saying.
Louis,
Like,
are
what the
you
hell?
serious? See, Louis, you don't understand African culture. That's what you're making evidence that you don't understand African culture.
Why do I need to understand African culture if I ain't never? First of all, that don't even make. That's not even. That's a weak argument. Like if
No, it's not.
if
You don't
you just
it's obvious you don't understand African culture.
okay, then let me answer that then. Let me answer that then. Right? Let's speak on the what's my man name? Who was supposedly the richest man on the planet or whatever. What was his name?
Mansa
You know his
Musa.
name, y'all. Mansa Musa, right? He from Mali, correct? Am I correct about that?
Yes, he had the Malayan Empire.
Oh, all
Yes,
right. So he had the Malayan Empire way back in the G, all that
Malian Empire.
before, yeah, before white people ever showed up to Africa. Is that correct again? So how was he
Europeans,
moving?
okay, during that
How
time,
was he moving
Europeans
around
were in
Africa?
Africa, but not in mass numbers.
All right, so how was he moving around Africa? And all these people around Africa knew about him, but nobody could understand nobody. Like they was like at the Tower of Babel, the way she just tried to present it. Like now, this is like in the 1600s. She trying to make it seem like couldn't nobody in Africa even speak to each other, and they was all just like at the Tower of Babel, just speaking Babel. Like, come on, bro. Like that's
D,
not even
this
historically correct.
D,
Like,
this
get your
coon is
facts
making my
straight.
asshole itch. Can we like kick him off or something? Because he's just a coon, like for real. He's making my asshole itch.
No, your argument is weak, and you just
No,
got
you're weak.
exposed.
And shut
Your
your ass up.
argument
I
is
was
weak.
talking to D.
Hold on, guys. Let's
Yeah.
calm down.
See,
Let's
shorty?
calm down.
What you talking
Okay,
to?
Louis, listen.
Yeah.
What you're attempting, what you're assuming, is from a Western standpoint that these people had all these similarities amongst each other, and they basically communicated and socialized as neighbors as we do in modern day time. Again, I
Fact.
just told you, Africans were a stationary people
Mm-hmm.
that were defined to their culture and to their tribes. You and so forth. They did the Africans that had their tribes. These are tribal people that live in a highly diverse continent with different languages, cultures,
I
etc.
feel you on that, D-Darrell.
Yeah,
But you still
so you
can't
have to
explain to me how
understand, brother.
Mansa Musa,
Even though yes, there
Mansa
were
Musa was a
Africans who
very
traveled for
widely known
trade,
figure,
but
and
that
he
was a
traveled.
small number of people who did that. So it was
Mm-hmm.
highly likely
Mm-hmm.
that Africans that were living in modern day Ghana had no idea what was going on in Libya. or Tunisia or Mediterranean, it's highly likely they did not know.
I'm not even talking about that far south though.
What you mean? You just asked a question about that. You say he said is you
Massachusetts is
said they
not
sound.
from
Wait a
not
minute. You
from that
said
far south.
verbatim they sounded like they were dumb. Because how the hell you didn't know that these Arabs was across the North Africa doing what they doing,
Where was
and you
Mansa
didn't
Musa
know
from?
about it?
Mali, correct? Mali, right? We already established that. That's not that far from Libya and Egypt and all that. Bro, I know what I'm talking
Yes,
about. Not that far.
Mali is far from Egypt and Libya.
It's
That is
far,
a
but
quite that's
it ain't as
quite a
far as
distance away.
Ghana.
Yes, it is.
It's not as far as Ghana though, bro. It's
Man,
not.
that's thousands. Man, do you know how big Africa is? What the hell are you talking about? You know how far Mali is from Libya?
So is
Man,
Ghana closer than
that's just
Libya?
like Mali.
Is
Mali.
Ghana
Hold on,
closer
man.
to Libya than Mali?
Mali from Libya is like coming from Louisiana to Washington D.C. Are you serious?
So Ghana is now closer to Libya than Mali is? That's what I'm
He's
asking.
slow,
Brother, you
D.
don't even know African geography, and you
He's
trying to debate
slow.
this?
Obviously I do, because I'm telling you that Mali is closer to Libya. Mali is right, it borders Algeria.
Yes,
It's
but you know how big
2,390 miles.
Algeria is? Nigeria and Niger. Nigeria and
I said
Niger are in
Algeria,
between Libya
not
and Mali.
Nigeria. I said Algeria, not
Yeah,
Nigeria. Algeria
yes. Mali
borders Algeria,
Mali
correct?
and Libya are on both ends of the spectrum between Algeria and Niger. And those are large countries.
They
Again,
are
I just
large
told you
countries. I
the
never said
distance
they
is
weren't.
probably from
2,390
like
miles.
Texas to Washington, D.C. You know how far that is?
It's 2,390 miles to be exact.
Exactly. That's a lot.
And to send a
At that time.
communication, to send a communication. I mean, well, like say for instance, the United States going from like Washington D.C. to New Orleans, the election results, and let's say 1804. How long would it take for news to travel? You know, so like I said, they didn't have the communication infrastructure like we have today. Now, and correct me if I'm wrong again, because like I say, I'm a student of this. I don't know. If you're going into another country or territory, and you don't speak the language, wouldn't they like generally send in like missionaries first to kind of map things out, come in with the friendly handshake, and then learn the languages and stuff to, you know, so the colonizers could come in and do their thing? Is that generally how they did it?
Absolutely, yes.
White people never even made it to the interior of Africa till like slavery was damn near over. That's a fact.
They didn't have to, brother. They had the African. They had the chieftains
That's
and the
a
chiefs
whole
doing the work
fact.
for them. What are you talking about?
That's a whole fact.
They didn't have to do that.
Okay, so basically then the Africans on the coast just wasn't on shit. They were just letting their people get kidnapped left and right by white folks.
Brother, you don't understand African culture.
No.
You don't understand
Right.
African trades.
I don't think it really is our culture the whole time.
It's obvious you don't understand.
He's
So
a coon.
either they were weak or they weren't.
You don't understand African culture.
And you're
Right. 'Cause it
victim
seems like
blaming
there's so
too.
many caveats. Victim blaming. Oh,
You
that's
are.
a new one. That's a new one. Victim blaming.
You're victim blaming.
So tell me when the Africans rose up against these people who was kidnapping their people. When did that happen, Tiff? You
It
know
hasn't
all about this.
It hasn't happened yet because of colonization, dumbass.
Colonization.
Do you not get it? Africa never
That's
stopped
insane.
being raped from the time the white crackers landed on the coast till right now. It ain't stopped.
So you figured that the colonization and them getting raped happened. You figured that out all the way in Los Angeles or California, wherever the fuck you from. But they haven't
Yeah,
figured it
asshole,
out.
because I'm educated, bitch.
But they
That's
haven't
why.
figured
Hold
it
on,
out.
Tip. Come
But
on,
the niggas
Tip.
that live there ain't figured it out.
Let's
though.
calm down, Tip. I don't want you to get too angry.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Don't get too angry, baby girl. But they haven't figured it out where they from. Make that make sense.
Oh my fucking god.
They the ones living through it, not you. Right?
Okay, D,
Oh,
did
why?
you need to
'Cause
answer
you
the
living in
fucking
the comforts
question?
of
I mean,
Wi-Fi
Okay.
and all of that.
Go ahead and answer the question. I'm gonna mute him. I'm gonna let you answer the question, Tip.
Okay, I don't even understand what the fuck he just said. He said, "How is it that I know that they're being colonized right now and they don't?" Because of a nice, fantastic word called cognitive dissonance. You ignorant bitch. If you would know exactly what that is, then you'll understand. Right now, Africa's being colonized. We're using coltan or cobalt, whatever you want to call it, in my laptop, my cell phone, my smartphone, my TV, etc. That's being raped. Starbucks coffee, Michelin tires, Hershey's chocolate, and the beat goes on and on and on. All those resources are being taken from Africa to colonize, to mobilize the world's economy. Diamond mines, copper. The list goes on. Right now, that's what's happening to Africa right now. So maybe if you pull your head out of your colonized public school education and stick it in a fucking Pan-Africanist book, maybe you'll learn a goddamn thing or two. And stop sucking the dick of the white man and using their talking points.
Come on, Tiff.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm gonna mute myself.
She be big man. Okay, can I respond to that though?
Go ahead.
Respond to that. All right, cool. Right. So cool. Mine is a homoerotic, all that shit. But first of all, right? How about she didn't mention Chinese though. So she cool with China raping Africa.
No, she didn't say that. She never said that.
No.
She never said that, Louis.
I said the world's economy, bitch.
No, yo, shut the fuck up real quick.
You shut the fuck up.
Hold on, guys. I'm gonna let y'all cool down for a little bit. Yeah. Come on, guys.
Wow.
I ain't say shit about China the whole time.
Go ahead, Dr. Bombay.
What side of B-more you live on?
I gave him a little break, man. Go ahead.
Okay. Just curious. Oh, damn. I done lost my point.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was making a joke saying who in the sector is really a Pan-Africanist. Yes. Hey, you know what, Darrell? I wanted to ask you something. I'm glad I've made it up here. This sector, damn, brother, man, gone. This sector, the last night they had a debate about you being the godfather and not the godfather and such, or was you not, and all of that. Just to be clear, right? What are the origins? Well, first of all, this is indeed the Umar sector, right? So when you say Pan-African in this sector, you're referring to this sector, which is the Umar sector, right?
Right.
All right, cool. Because it's funny. I was listening to some of the other lives, and of course, there's a lot of drama and things going on between different individuals. Not here to bring all that up, because Lord knows they do enough of that. So anyway, it was some talk, talking about, like older people or old heads. Yeah, they should be driven out of the sector, this and that and the other thing. And I just wanted to clear something up and say, and even folks can agree or disagree. Yeah, I know for a fact, like in the sector, we got the fuckery and all that. And my man Ghost was saying yesterday, he said, man, when you come here, you know what you're getting into when you come here. I just want to establish it that, first of all, this sector was created. This is the Umar sector. Umar is 47 years old. So, you know what I'm saying? So what are we calling old and young here? Number one. Number two, the sector was virtually founded by older people. So I just wanted to establish that fact. And yes, the fuckery is cool and all, but I just ain't want folks to get it all twisted and be like, y'all on some brand new stuff, like y'all creating something new and just trying to dictate who gotta go and who gotta stay and all this. You can't change this. This the Umar sector. It is what it is. So yeah, everybody's here doing their thing, but y'all can't start putting up gates saying who's gonna be here and who's not gonna be here and all this, because this was the forefathers of this whole thing. Like I said, that's one generation. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to say that out loud. It was just on my mind. It was just bugging me. So that's why when you put the title up that said who is really the Pan-African in the sector, that kind of gets us to talk about things and reset, like, hey, let's go back to the roots and look at who's who and what's what. So I just wanted to establish that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm glad you spoke on that. Before I go into what you were saying, Living Life to the Fullest said, I can't believe D. Durrell believed Africans don't travel and learn languages. I never stated that. because Africans are the most multifaceted people in the world as far as language. The average African speaks multiple languages. What I was stating was in pre-colonial times in Africa, most Africans did not travel. The average African in 1300s, 1600s was not traveling all across the region and throughout the continent. They were stationary. You know, we got to look at it from the parameters of how these people were living at the time that this stuff was going on. The only people that were traveling were those who were wealthy and merchants that were traveling from one area to another. The typical African living in the areas that they were living was not traveling all over the place. They were stationary. They were not nomadic people. They were not. That's just a fact. Now, back to what you were saying in regards to present day now, I look at it like this, Dr. Bombay. The sector has to grow. Okay? And the reason why people are saying that, the younger are saying this and that, because we have a small pie. And they look at those who've been here older or probably ones taking up space. My thing is that the bottom line is that the older YouTubers in this sector are just better and more talented than those who are younger coming up. Okay? I don't mind sharing the limelight. Okay? But I'm about growing the platform, growing the sector, not everybody competing for 300 or 400 subscribers, the same people to watch their channel. What good is that? So what that shows me is that they're a little bit short-sighted on how to grow a sector, how to make money in this sector, and how to grow their platforms. Because if they continue with the fuckery, focusing just on Umar Johnson itself, they're not going to grow their platforms. Period. What this sector is good at doing, it's quick to build if you want to create it's quick to build your platform by being anti-Umar. And then after you beef with somebody that's anti-Umar, come to the other side and then say you're pro-Umar, and then you build up, and then you start saying you're neutral. That's how, if you want to build because that's the formula. You know, because if you look at this side of the sector, there's some people in this that are pro-Umar that did not come in here pro-Umar. I'm going to say this. I'm responsible for a large percentage of people who are anti-Umar now being pro-Umar or being anti-fraud warrior. I'm going to say that because I spent 2 years doing that. There were tons of people who were pro-Lenin and pro anti-Afro that are no longer pro that in that position. You know, then you got these people who have always been on the fence with Umar, but claim they're neutral and so forth. But you cannot relegate the sector to just talking about Umar. There's so many things that we can talk about that relates to Umar. Like, that's why I talked about being we don't talk about Pan-Africanism enough. Isn't that what Umar celebrates?
Absolutely.
So my question is, why I need to know, like, these guys claiming in there, who's Pan-African and who's not. Man. And I think that's something that needs to be discussed. We need to discuss things that deal with Pan-Africanism. You see, things like that also transcend into the pro-black sectors that are outside of this sector, because there are a lot of there are a lot of pro-black Pan-African platforms and people who support that are not in this sector. We have to start reaching those people that we have like-minded value systems with. Because if we just relegate it to supporting or not supporting Umar, it's gonna remain stagnant. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm actually I 100% agree with that. That's been my own personal endeavor, you know, like growing the sector. I think a lot of people use the formula that you said, but you left out one piece of the formula, and that is attack the biggest person in the sector to
Oh
also
yeah,
build.
yeah, they
Yeah.
did that.
So
Yeah, I ain't
yeah,
care. They encountered to prove yourself to everybody else. Yeah, yeah, that too.
yeah. So 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 with that being said, you know, I personally took it as yes, you're right, because you'll see the same audience, you know, like somebody goes live, it's like 50, 60 people. Somebody else goes live, the same 50 and 60. It's like a herd of sheep just moving. And I'm sorry, I don't mean no disrespect because I'm also in the herd. I didn't mean that sheep like disrespectful. I just mean like we kind of move as one, you know, from one channel to the other. So I've been personally working on to extend that too. Like when I do lives, most of the people on my panels are not from the sector. They're from other sectors. They're from the hometown. They're from different walks of life. You know, because I'm trying to get it to where as though, you know, I can grow beyond the walls of where we are now.
Right.
And the reason why is because a lot of the attitudes that we have has shifted towards you know, like I said, we all like to joke and play and stuff. It's a lot of that here. So we kind of shifted more into drama, which is preventing all of us from growing. You know, you kind of you laid it out with the formula when you said what it's going to take for us to do. Some people are kind of, it's funny because some people are trying to step out a little bit and merge into other things, but then they get pulled back in, you know, by
Right.
their own, you know, own will. They get pulled back in, you know what I'm saying? And then they end up right back in that same, you know, rotation again. So, like I said, you know, you know, they retire. That's what I laugh. They go, I'm retiring from the sector. Then it's like, I'm back. I retired. You know, you retire like 8 times, or I'm done with
Exactly.
this. You know, or as you said, they changed loyalties. You know, I'm pro Umar. I'm against Umar. But pro or against, you're only going to get half of the pie either way. So you're right. We do gotta grow the thing. You know, and that's that. So yeah, I just like the topic, you know, with the who is really, you know, Pan African, just kind of, you know, taking the conversation in a different direction. I see you've been trying to do a lot of that lately. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And I noticed like the other day you were on with the Umar thing, and then other folks was on in the sector, and like the lion's share of the audience was in that direction. And
Right.
that's cool because I always tell people whoever's tuned into you, they're there to hear your message. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, and I celebrate the trolls too. I think I said this before. I think sometimes the chat is the funniest thing. It can be the funniest part of a live. Like somebody said to me just now in the chat, it's sunny in the studio. Hilarious. No, check it out, y'all. Yeah, I'm on the green screen. If you look to the far extreme left and right, you could probably see a part of my studio monitors and part of a studio box. I mean, a soft box lighting. I'm sitting under like 8 lights. I just added a hair light in above me because I noticed there was always this shadow
Right.
on me in lives, and I have a reflector. It's silver. It's on my desk to bounce the light back up into my face so I glow. But anyway, I use the fake studio backdrop so that if you see any of my equipment, it'll blend in with the background so it doesn't look crazy because I had a barbershop background. But then you're like,
cool.
what is he doing?
Cool.
What is he doing with speakers in the barbershop? Why that fool got a microphone sticking out the wall in the barbershop? So you can't, the equipment is to the left and right. My camera, I'm sitting in my studio long way. So I'm looking out into the hall at the camera, and then it's my backdrop is back here. To my left is like keyboards, monitors, my CPU, and you know all of the audio stuff. So I do a lot. And to the right is like microphone booth and stuff like that. And then there's rods above me. I kind of can slide partitions for sound absorption. If I'm doing voiceover, then I face this wall with a different mic. So I get a lot of bang out of this one little room, man. If I could really show you 360, that's what I was trying to tell you, what you could do with your stuff, man. You could get a lot of bang for the buck in one limited area. You know what I'm saying? So I can switch this up and be in audio mode in 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's all. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, great topic. And that's absolutely right. You know, we need to attract more people into the sector as well. You know, and not just for the drama, but like drag some people in to hear the intellectual side too. You know?
Man. Exactly. Like, I mean, starting next week tonight, I'm gonna be doing a bunch. I got some work I gotta review for my business and so forth. But before, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. When my channel got shut down, y'all gotta understand, all I was doing was streaming. I was doing a lot of streaming, man, and streaming can be time consuming. It's fun, but it can be time consuming. But my Life Solutions channel is building. It's slowly, steadily getting up in numbers. but I'm doing a lot of uploads. I don't do hardly any live streams on Life Solutions like that. I'm just doing a whole bunch of a lot of uploads. I wish I could do more. I can't do any uploads on this channel because I'm out of the studio. I actually sent YouTube an email to see what I can do about entering into that studio and think if I can't, what's going to happen? I'm gonna be honest with you. Once D Darrell Life Solutions get somewhere around 800 to 1,000, I'm probably going to be doing less and less on this channel. You know, maybe once a week, twice a week at the most, do a live stream for a couple hours and that's it. Because um I got a big boost from being given a shout out. Oh, that's cool. I see you changed the background, huh?
I'm in the lounge now. We're in the
Oh,
lounge.
okay.
We chilling. We having a smooth, quiet, jazz filled conversation.
Okay. And so I'm looking at the fact that I got a nice shout out from Kwame Brown on his channel. They gave me a nice little boost. You know, I got over like 30, 40 subscribers. I ain't counting as people
Wow.
continue to watch the show and so
Wow.
forth. And I got some other people from other sectors that I can collab with. And I'm going to take advantage of. I want to get to where I'm doing right now. I'm not doing any live. I'm not doing that many. I'm doing premieres. I'm just doing the premieres that get around 10 to 15 people watching at one time. I may do 40, 50 people, but that's fine. I mean, by the end of this year, I hope I can have somewhere around 5 to 800 people. And then at that point, I think I can do good, start concentrating more on live streams. But I'm about uploads, doing the premieres. I can't do all I can do is live stream over here. Now, what I plan to do, as I talked about on Friday, I'm going to do pre-recorded content and just play it live.
That's an idea.
And then I can do comments and do whatever, or I may review what I talked about and get people's perspectives, may do a small panel discussion for maybe 30, 45 minutes, an hour. And that's it. Like that's stuff that I plan on doing. But it's going to be on topics. I'm going to still talk about the stuff that happens in the sector, but I'm also going to have to be more versatile.
And that's an excellent way to build a channel too. When you consistently putting up content, that tells the algorithm that you're active and maybe you're something to consider. So the algorithm will respond to that. Matter of fact, it's funny. They were talking about debate topics. I heard two of the brothers last night. They was talking about debating over the fact is a YouTube live considered content or not?
Yeah, I think that's a good topic.
And I'm gonna say my feeling on that. Okay, for instance, y'all, a live can be content like this right here. This is content. It has a subject, there's a topic, there's a discussion, a follow-up, rebuttals, all of this stuff. This is content. You can watch this. You're gonna walk away with something. If you make a video where it just has one subject matter and you lay that out, that's definitely content. I think some of the stuff we do, like if we come on and we just turn the camera on, just say, hey, what's up? And let's just start talking and go at it. Then, maybe I think, what's the word I use? One, they both C words. If you do a live where there's really no direction and it's just, random conversations back and forth, whatever, or it's just like a dramatic thing, then I would call that commentary. And then I would call something like this content. So one could be commentary. Like if I say, for instance, if I say, what do y'all think about, D Darrell, he had a beef with so-and-so. What do y'all think about that? I'm dropping the link and everybody come up and we just start going back and forth. That's basically commentary,
Right.
By the basic definition, anything you upload could be technically content, but I think we're more so looking for the level of quality. I think is more so what we will be debating on that. Like, is that quality content versus is that not, or is it content at all? But I would say all of it can fall under the general umbrella of commentary,
Right.
which is what a lot of what you're seeing now in the sector is random lives and commentary. And then it's like, well, what do you think about him? And what do you think about her? Type of thing.
Right.
But
I
go
think
ahead.
you articulated that correctly. I agree. Because my thing is that if you just say, let's say, open discussion or open topic on Shakim and Poetic Flocka debate, All you basically doing is talking about what happened. Then you got 10 people coming up all arguing about it. That's not real content.
Yeah.
Content is supposed to be something where somebody's exposing you to information. You're actually discussing, debating, having dialogue about something of a topic or a real topic. Where you're learning something or you're exchanging ideas. You're displaying things. You're giving references to other things. That's real content.
Yeah. It's not as popular, but it's real.
No,
I
mean it ain't. But you can. It's a little something for everybody.
Yeah.
I just think that this sector can be bigger than what it is. And my thing is that this sector needs to grow. Because I've seen smaller sectors grow before. I've seen how the manosphere was 5 years ago compared to what it is now. It grew. I saw other black sectors, the divestment community and all these other different little the black woman spirit community and all that. How these communities
Wow.
were smaller and they grew. This community is the same. It can grow. And to me, it's going to involve. It's going to be a little bit more craziness that comes with it, of course. It's going to be more different people with different perspectives, newer people that's new to the sector. And to me, we need newer people. We need fresh blood coming in here. I think that we should have a larger percentage of Umar supporters that are in the sector. They're not enough. To me, this sector does not reflect the support that Umar gets in real life. Okay? I'm actually thinking about creating a Facebook group called Support FDMG, where I can I could possibly get more subscribers or more Umar supporters to come there and exchange ideas and so forth, and then hopefully those people can also show interest in this sector.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
That might work. It may not work. I don't know, but I think it's worth giving a try.
And you can pipe the live into the Facebook page.
Exactly.
You ever do that?
You know who's building that platform off of Facebook? Let me see a transcript has a solid Facebook group on being against Umar Johnson.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know that. I noticed that I noticed her group about 6 months ago.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she has a solid following. Not huge, but it's solid and it's steadily growing off of doing anti-Umar content.
Wow.
So if she can do it and she's slowly growing, I mean, we can do the same.
Exactly.
I have a Facebook that I don't put a lot of content on it. I need to be more consistent, maybe a few times a week putting stuff up there. But I'm actually thinking about creating a little group and ask people to go on that Facebook page, and hopefully I can attract other people who are pro Umar. You know what? I may just say pro Pan African. I may just do that. I think, and then I can utilize topics on because I think the bigger thing is about being Pan African. That goes above just one person.
Yeah,
and we're not discussing. We're not talking about let's say Thomas Sankara was Pan African. We're talking about Kwame Nkrumah was Pan African.
Mm-hmm.
Guys like this, the African leaders that were Pan African. We're not talking enough about them. I need to maybe put some more stuff in about Marcus Garvey being Pan African. And other people, other notable Pan Africans. That needs to be talked about. Celebrate those people.
And that takes away the opposition. Like, while you saying expanding it to Pan-Africanism, like the same thing I would say, instead of talking about just FDMG Academy, talk about, revitalize or building the African educational infrastructure. That way it addresses all schools and creates an initiative to focus on creating, schools across the country or across the world. That way, because I find if I say Umar, then instantly I got all the detractors on my back, where they want to verse me against them. The same way, even when I was talking about Africa, how you'll have certain people who come in and they're just like, well, let me prove to you why slavery was a hoax, or let me prove to you why it wasn't as bad as you say it is,
Right.
But if you broaden the topic, then we have, like I said, I'm not talking about just FDMG. I'm talking about Black schools in America, period, or Black schools across the world. Then I don't have to worry about people. Now, see, the thing is, if I do it that way and you stand up as a Black person and say, well, I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong. So basically you're telling me why you're against our community educating ourselves. Then you're gonna look real stupid doing that. Versus if I say point. Umar, if I say Umar, you can come up and say, well, I don't like Umar, and I'm gonna tell you why, and you shouldn't support. You can attack the man. But if I say the idea, like a lot of people kept asking me every time I was in the chat, if I say anything remotely leaning towards Umar support, I get like even I think I did a video called "Are you an agent?" or "Who are the Black Devils?" or something like that on my channel, and it had a clip about Umar in it. And this one individual, I ain't gonna say his name, but he came with like 14 paragraphs, and the Umar part was like 10 seconds long out of the whole video. I was like, yo, you missed the whole video, and that's all you saw. So exactly. See, the thing is, if I say, well, what about educating or creating an education system in the Black community, then you really can't say anything against that. But if I put a face on it, then you're going to attack the face. What's sad is we're trained to work against our own initiative. And to me, that's the sad part. Like when people talk about, are you pro Umar? I say, no, I'm pro the idea. I'm pro the idea of us, of our kids going to our own schools, being educated by our own teachers. What's wrong with that? I don't want to hear about, I don't want to talk about no scams and all that. Man, like I keep saying, man, we got some serious, huge scams in our community. And I keep saying, I know people getting tired of me saying, I'm like, BLM raised just in last year alone $90 million. Their leader quit the organization after buying about $4 million properties. Man, why y'all ain't, if you anti-fraud, why ain't you got 100 videos about that? That's a scam. That's millions of dollars. We're not talking about, but y'all focused on a man who raised $750,000 and spent $500,000. So he did all of that just to walk away with $250,000 and he's still building it. I mean, I don't get it. I swear, if somebody could really explain that to me. And I ran into Al one time and I asked him, he kept saying he's a con artist. And I said the same thing. I said, well, can you explain? I said, he's a terrible con artist. If that's his con, that's weak. We got people on in this, well, not this sector, but in the what do you call it? The Black consciousness sector, joke. Yeah. That sector where they come on and say, I'm gonna build a daycare center. They get $12,000, disappear. I'm collecting money for Sandra Bland. Sandra Bland's mama calls a fool up and say, yo, you don't know my daughter. Stop taking money in her name. Again, I'ma sue YouTube. Gets tens of thousands of dollars. I can sue Google by I can file court documents for about $50 and tell all of y'all give me money and get $100,000 from y'all and never push the case forward. And then guess what? I get to keep your money. At the end of the day, what was going to happen? Y'all was going to give me $100,000. I was going to sue, and what you was going to get out of it? Nothing. Right. So that's a scam. So but the thing is, the brother found out Karma. I did a video on Karma too. What did Karma do? Karma said, Google said, you try to sue us, all your channels gone. Wiped them off the face of the earth. See, that's what happens when you keep scamming to one of them blow up in your face. It blew up in your face. So 600,000 subscribers gone. YouTube ad revenue gone. You know what I'm saying? So keep on dabbling in negativity. That's where you're going to end up. So like I said, we got some real scams. If y'all want to talk about scams, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Brother Polites and all these other people selling you a big ass cup of nothing and taking all your money. I mean, we got that right here. We got some real scams if y'all want to talk about it. But if you want to focus on Umar, that's cool too. We can talk about Umar. But I'm just saying we got real live actual scams going on.
Real fucking scams to be worried about, that, but that goes without saying, man. But that what you talking about is real. The real scams. Young Pharaohs, Boris Lemieux. Now they talking about how he didn't put his family out in the cold, But see,
more karma.
Yeah, man, more drama, more stuff. And this is the same guy bragging about all this stuff he did in YouTube and this and that. This is a guy who was an ex-con, right? Ex-con. I'm just pointing this out, that this female stood by him through all his imperfections. You get a little YouTube fame and look what you do now. See, we got to start talking about the character of some of these guys. It's ridiculous.
And what happened right after
but
that?
the same young Pharaoh that tried to talk shit about Umar 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
About his credentials and this and that. And this is a Negro with no credentials.
You notice most of them are criminals. Most of them are ex-cons. Yes. You ever notice that?
That's what killed me, y'all. That's the reason why they go into hustle, because they got that mindset. They got. You got to go into this line of work because it doesn't require it. You don't have to have a clean record to be in this. It don't require you to have a certain, prerequisite of things. You could just say, "Oh, I'm King Pharaoh. I'm King Pharaoh Hotep," and wear a little garb or whatever, and then you read a few books on some comedic stuff, and now I'm this and that.
No
a lot
training.
Of these guys, to me, be honest with you, the real pro-blacks in the community that do the conscious community, they don't even be on YouTube like that. They doing the work in the community.
Exactly.
To be honest with you, the guys like Sinetta is not really pro-black in my opinion. Sinetta has done a lot of commentary content as far as him doing real work in the community. I don't see that.
None.
Now, what I do see is him bringing aboard a bunch of notable people from certain cities that want to debate all day and about the Bible and religion. But
that's about it.
I don't consider Sinetta pro-black like that.
Nah.
He has good YouTube content for people want to see.
Nope. And like I say, I try. See, my whole thing is when I do a video, like if I do a video like in my Matrix series, every video I always say, I want you to look inside. My whole video is pointing you back at yourself, telling you to like look in the mirror. Anything that you want to achieve, anything like to basically transcend the mind and start thinking for yourself. Because think about it. You got an ex-con, they get on camera, they throw on some lotion. Think about it. A lot of their supporters are also women. You know, dude, why you gotta do a live with your shirt off? Why is your shirt always off? See, that's like a sex appeal thing. That's the draw in the ladies. And it works. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I'm not I know people say he hating. No, I ain't hating. I ain't knocking they hustle. I'm just telling you, like, wake your ass up. I'm like, yo, stop falling for these traps all the time. You know, you want to spend your money, send your money. Go ahead, send it. I ain't telling you. I need to move my family. Send me $10,000. My daughter's sick. I need 10 grand. Oh, she ain't sick no more. Oh, I'm keeping the money. And you still tuning in every week. You're a damn fool sitting there watching that. But that scam you don't see. And by the way, while I got my hand in your pocket, I'm telling you, look at the next man over here. He's scamming. Meanwhile, that man over there building. And I'm sitting here just regurgitating the same nonsense over and over with my hands in your pocket. I'm just telling y'all to wake y'all ass up. That's my message to you. Wake your punk ass up. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying to you. And you don't want to hear. And like I said, we can do the drama thing too. We can do the drama and the fuckery. I'm just saying, like, wake your ass up. Stop falling for their nonsense. Telling you gods and goddesses and kings and queens, massaging your damn ego. I'm telling you, transcend the ego and get rid of it because it's holding you back. And then you ain't gonna be drug into these clowns and sucked into their rhetoric all the time. Think about it. At the end of the day, I could change your name, tell you all kinds of wonderful stuff you did 12,000 years ago. But right here and right now, you got some problems. And you need to fix that. And certain people in your community is trying to fix those problems. They trying to build y'all schools. They trying to create different systems for you. They trying to, like Kwame Brown, he keeps pushing for the, I forgot that thing he calls it, and getting trades back in school.
Yeah, the trades and the coding.
Yeah, so he's trying to, because think, hey, I know when you was in, did y'all have like shop class and all these different things you could do? Man, we had like, our schools had auto body, auto mechanics. Yo, we had like the higher educational stuff. We had like where you could just be plumbers and stuff like that was in the high school. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, man, we need to get all that back in. And matter of fact, a lot of these millennials, man, they waking up. A lot of them ain't going to college no more because they figured out it's a game. They do 4 years, they get out.
A lot of millennials ain't going to college.
They going into the trades because they figured out, man, in 18 months, I can be an electrician making 90 grand. What the hell I need to go to school for 4 years for that?
Going to college for 4 years and getting $100,000 in debt. They're not trying to do all that.
Yeah, they changing it up. So we got to get that back, man. I'm telling you. when I was coming up, everybody in the neighborhood had a skill. Like all the men had skills. They all could build things and do things with their hands, you know? So we need ask them content creators start teaching y'all some of that instead of all that mumbo jumbo rhetoric. Man, give me something I can use. Damn it. Yo, show me how how can I change this elbow joint under my sink and put my garbage disposal in? Show me how to do that because I need to know. I always had to call somebody. Show me because last time I worked in my plumbing, I had a lake in the basement. So I leave the plumbing alone. I don't mess with that no more. So show me how to do that. I want to see, and a lot of people in the sector right here, right now, a lot of y'all got a whole lot of skills. So, you know, can y'all start doing some videos and show us y'all skills? Darrell got his channel where he give y'all that counseling stuff for free. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that he got his skill. So I think, yeah, you can have a channel and do the fuckery. You should have another channel as a backup and show us your skills on it, you know, so we can learn something. It's my opinion.
Right. Right, man. Well, brother, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. We almost at the 3-hour mark.
Oh, damn.
Any last words?
No, I pretty much said it all.
Okay, bro.
I pretty much said it all. Thanks for having me.
I know we hadn't linked up like with the music and stuff in a while. That shit was fun what we was doing 3, 4, 5 months ago, but I know we're kind of doing different things and so forth. But I definitely, man, I watch your channel a lot. I'm just in the I'm usually in the clouds. There's a lot of channels I watch. They don't know I'm watching, but I'm watching. Like, even though I'm not doing as much content, I'm watching. I just don't, I just don't make myself present all the time. So
you should still put that EP out though.
I do support what you're doing, and I like the fact. I know one time, man, you did a good panel. You had women up there, you had men. You was talking about real problems in the community. Real problems. You ain't talking about no BS, this and that. It's real issues that we need to talk about.
Yeah, no doubt. You should still put that EP out though. We was working on, but we was setting up.
Be honest,
I know,
man. I got a lot of music content. I'm gonna try to put it somewhere around 5 to 7 songs or something like that. Not anything that I've already recreated, but maybe 5 to 7 R&B songs I may put together and do something. I'm thinking about that.
Yeah, I mean, I got some more stuff too. I'm saying I sent you a couple. I got more in the pipeline. If you trying to really do that for real. So
yeah.
Definitely.
So before I wrap up, Michael Israel said, "Yes, Darrell, my daughter has a master's in psychology. What advice can you give her in terms of career?" What I would advise your daughter to do with a master's in psychology is either she can do 2 things. Does she if depending on the state, she has options. I would encourage her with a master's to either get a license in counseling, or she goes to get her PhD in psychology to become a psychologist, or I would encourage her to, depending on the state, to get a psych associate license in which she can work under the supervision of a clinical psychologist. That's what but to me, in order for her to capitalize on her master's degree, she's going to need some type of license or certification that runs in conjunction with that psychology degree to make money. That's what I would advise her to do. So, other than that, guys, he said that she's studying for her PhD at the moment. Okay, with her studying her PhD in psychology, it opens up the door. Once she finishes, she can work at the university level as a instructor or as a professor, or she can get her license as a clinical psychologist. I would encourage her to do that. And also, it would be good for her to maybe as a PhD psychology, a PhD in psychology, she can apply for a lot of research grants because she has the ability to do clinical research. Right. With that being said, Dr. Bombay, I'm out, man. I enjoyed your commentary today.
Thank you, Cleveland. Good night.
Peace.